good ball player. And then a pick six moments later, that spelled doom for the Tigers. And then there was a touchdown in the last minute of the game or so to make it look 21-7. But it really wasn't as bad as the score indicated. As the Tigers held the Wolfpack to only 22 yards passing in the first half and 0 net rushing yards. Things changed a little bit in the second half, but still the Tigers looked pretty good in their first outing. The teams have played the last 8 full seasons. That is Cibola and Imperial, and the teams are 4-4 in those games. Cibola won the last one in 2019 at Yuma, 21-14, while the Tigers' last win against the Raiders, right here, 2018, that was a big win for the Tigers, and led them on to get into the playoffs later on. In that game, Santiago de la Torre, little name for you, debuted a quarterback for Imperial, showed his speed, led all rushers with 146 yards on 17 carries. That was his first game as quarterback.
Yeah.
He was there before he's wide receiver.
Yeah, and he was a dominant wide receiver,
right.
Had to step into that quarterback position. Could have broken a lot of receiving records at Imperial. Instead, he steps in and just kind of does I'm the best player on the team. I'm going to have to play the most important position.
And I'm glad you pointed that out, because a lot of players wouldn't do that. They would think for themselves, hey, I can do all this. Santiago threw a chance, like you said, to set records at Imperial receiving, and he said, no, I'll try a quarterback, and did a very good job at quarterback. But he had 146 yards in his debut at quarterback, and it was a chance for us to see Nathan Hart in his first start at running back. He goes over 100 yards in that game with 102 and 3 touchdowns. So the Tigers scored 22 points in the final quarter, pulled out a 29-18 victory in that one. That was in 2018. Also notable, another name for you, Ella McDonald.
Oh, that's right.
That was the first game that she kicked extra points. She was 3 for 3 on it, and we got all excited up here to see her to get extra points.
That was one of the better streaks of that season was Elle McDonald extra points.
Yes.
It took her quite a bit before she finally hit one through the right.
And we'll be going to Gila Ridge here in a few weeks. She had a field goal. The only points Imperial had in that game was a field goal from Ella. So, yeah, she was a joy to have on the team, and just one of the bright spots when we look back on the last time these two teams played. We'll be back with more of our pregame show in just a moment.
Start the day off right with your favorite drinks from Brickhouse Coffee, next door to the Brickhouse Deli. Brickhouse Coffee has so many drinks to choose from, hot drinks, blend drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, the Brickhouse Deli with big, bold, fresh flavor. The Valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at the Lisa Tucker Center on West Ayton Road in Imperial. For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
And as we return back at Imperial at Shimamoto Simpson Stadium here on the campus of Imperial High School, tonight's game, the Imperial Tigers, their home opener against the Cibola Raiders in their opener. And the game is set to kick off in about 7 minutes from now. And as we mentioned earlier, the passing of Larry Shimamoto, just a joy to be around and a big part of the Imperial Quarterback Club. They've actually stepped away from running the snack bar, which they have, I know, your entire life, because they were the snack bar my entire life. As the Quarterback Club has been in existence since, I believe, 1955. Like my uncle sitting to the next to me, Lyndall, his dad, my grandfather Lewis, was one of the first presidents of the Quarterback Club, and we had a scoreboard that sat on the north end zone for a long time that the Quarterback Club got the funds up to have put in there. So they've been just instrumental in so many things with Imperial Athletics, not just in football, but in all athletics. Well, with the uncertainty of COVID-19 and the drop in membership, that's resulted in the decision to step aside on the snack bar. They'll continue to support Imperial athletic programs with the help of donations. So we urge you to donate to the Quarterback Club. You can contact Betty or Larry Zinn and write their phone number down at 760-355-1312. And I'll repeat it for you if you haven't got your pen out yet. It's 760 and then 355-1312. They'll take donations and continue to try to help out athletics at Imperial High School. in all athletics. Right now, while we're having our pregame show, the 760 Elite team is out there.
Youth football here in the Valley. You know, Mickey, I'm old enough to remember when it was Pop Warner that we were playing. That's what I played, but got a whole bunch of new options here for youth football. And 760 Elite. The only gripe I have, not wearing red and white.
And the Tigers coming out on the field now, and they're all red uniforms with white trim. Jeremiah Naylor bringing out the American flag as our team comes out from underneath the grandstands on the home side. Cibola's captains, and now all their team is on the far side of the field. We're looking directly into the sun, so bear with us a little bit on that. You're talking about Pop Warner. I played Pop Warner when Pop was still a coach, I think, or it was at least close to that. But so we got a whole bunch of kids that are in bright green, neon green, white, and black jerseys that are here that they introduced earlier tonight before the teams got out on the field. So it's good to see those kids out there and enjoying the sport of football. I make you down along with Dylan Nichols, and we're here for tonight's Tiger-Cibola Raider game. A couple of schools are off this evening as they played last night. The Raleigh Wildcats traveled to India to battle the Rajas and came away with their first victory of the year, 48-13. And the Holville Vikings, who we'll see in a few weeks, were in San Diego to take on the Hoover Cardinals, and they ran their record to 3-0 with an impressive 44-21 win. Hoover not known for football as much, but do you know any baseball players that played at Hoover?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of one. What do you got for me?
I kind of throw one at you. Ted Williams. The splendid splinter went to Hoover High School. And we'll be back with more of our pregame show and the kickoff in just a moment.
We all love an expert. We've got a roof expert, a plumber, a great mechanic. The list goes on. Imperial Valley Allstate agent Julie Oliver is your local insurance expert that knows the community. You'll get advice that you can trust to help you select coverage that's best for you. So whether it's protection for your car, home, boat, motorcycle, or more, Julie is here to help. Call your local Allstate agent Julie Oliver today at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800. Julie says, please stay safe and healthy. You are in good hands. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Ayton Express in Imperial is your one-stop convenience store with full-service car wash, gas, and diesel. It's the place for all your snacks, cold drinks, and ice-cold beer. And if you're throwing a party, kegs, wine, and champagne. Everything you need at one convenient location. While you're there, get your vehicle washed and save $1 with 8 gallons of gas or diesel and get the 10th car wash free. Yes, Ayton Express is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Highway 86 and Ayton Road in Imperial.
Returning back to Shimamoto Simpson Stadium here in Imperial, the Tigers and the Cibola Raiders will kick it off tonight. Elsewhere this evening, Central will be in Palm Desert to face the Aztecs. That game is on Kxo Radio, 12:30 a.m. tonight. Southwest is in San Diego. They'll take on the unbeaten University City Centurions, I believe is what their nickname is. We did a game years ago up there. Kxo's up north to face Calipatria in their opener. That's Calipatria's opener. Kxo coming off a big win last week. Good job. And Vincent Memorial's hosting the Braves of El Cajon Valley. And we'll have our kickoff in just a moment as the captains come out front for the Imperial Tigers. The captains are Wolfgang Horner, Jeremiah Naylor, along with, let's see, I wanted to look on something else here. We got another one of the new captains, Brian Grijalva. He's one of the captains tonight. And Kai Bishop is 55. Write that in because somehow it didn't get on the updated deal. I think he is the grandson of John Bishop that was the head coach of Raleigh for so many years up there. And he plays linebacker, and he does a very good job of it. He runs through people. So look for 55 as the night will grow on.
Cibola side, captains number 8, George Garcia, number 32, Damian Magana, and number 58, Max Perez. They're representing Cibola High School.
And so the captains, the Tigers captains will be moved over to the south side of the field. Cibola wins the toss. They will defer and get the ball in the second half. So the Tigers will be receiving, defending the south goal. As you know, the Imperial Stadium runs north and south, so the Tigers will receive the ball, and they will be going left to right on your computer, tablet, laptop, My wife likes to listen to them, so she says, I really like it when you say it that way because it's like on the radio. Well, we actually will be on the radio next week, right here, as Imperial will take on Valley Center, so we'll be live next week on KXO 1230. And a shout-out to Roy Platt, out here listening, class of 87, living in Melissa, Texas. Now, go Big Red, Roy. Say, it's good to see Roy. I was going to a sprint car race back in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. And I'm messing around in the pits and stuff, and Roy's there. And so we got to talk to the pits for 15 or 20 minutes. It's good to see him back there. And glad to have you listening from Texas tonight, Roy.
Hear just how far we're reaching. I got to tell you, we've hit that perfect spot now. Sun is just dipped below the mountain. We can actually see the field clearly.
Yes. It's kind of nice. I could already see the computer, and that's where I keep the commercials and statistics that I have and all that are on commercials on the computer, and I could barely see them when we started out because the sun was just so low. And at points, it moves over, so it's behind those big old trees that Jimmy Duggins has over there. So that was kind of nice, but now to the north of Jimmy's stuff there, so we don't have that. So Tigers will be receiving the ball to start this ball game out. As I mentioned, they're in all red uniforms this season with red helmets. The Raiders are in white jerseys, gold pants. I think they call it Vegas gold, if you want to be particular. And then black helmets with a C on the side that's kind of like the Chicago Bears C. Kind of give you an idea of that, with black numbers.
Cincinnati Reds, if you're a baseball fan.
There you go, exactly, just like the Red Legs. Yeah. T3C for the Tigers will be Alejandro Perez to the near side and Seth Shaw to the far side. And kicking off for the Raiders is Freddie Hernandez, who will be kicking off. So we tie it, get it ready, and tee it up for the first home game of the 2021 season. Left-footed kicker, soccer style, of course. I can't remember the last time we saw a straight-on kicker. So he'll be a left-footed kicker. And the kick is in the air. We're underway. Seth Shaw will come up, get the ball at the 30-yard line, straight up the field to the 40. Makes the cut to the outside of the 35 to the 40. Breaks open at the 50-yard line, still in his feet to the 40 of Cibola, and will finally be driven out of bounds, but not until he gets down to the 35-yard line. Terrific field position for the Tigers from the Rajah 35. Penalty flag at the 50-yard line. May see a block to the back, perhaps. That's usually what kind of happens.
Big crowd of blockers for Imperial there, and usually in those big crowds, kind of not unusual to see the laundry on the field.
And you hate seeing where the flag is because it's way away from where the play was at, and you're going to bring it back, and it was probably 20 yards away from where the actual play was. So you hate seeing that kind of stuff. But that great return by Seth Shaw is going to be nullified. I'm not sure what, in fact, head coach David Shaw is going to walk out to ask what it is. It was two fists going together. I'm not
might be a chop
familiar. Helmet to helmet, maybe?
Helmet to helmet. Tossing it around in the press box. I thought initially chop block.
Well, usually we'll have something going down to their leg on that with both hands, I think, behind the knees gets the chop block. But anyway, it'll bring it back from the point of the infraction of the 50-yard line, bring it back to the Tiger 35, and that's where Imperial has the ball at their own 35-yard line. C.J. Tiernan will be starting at quarterback. He'll be in the shotgun formation. He'll have one running back to his right side. And the call up the middle, it'll go to Seth Shaw. Breaks a couple of tackles and gets across the 40-yard line. They'll mark it right at the 45-yard gain, second down and 5.
Good group tackle there for Cibola. Damian Magana leading the charge for the Raiders.
Seth Shaw in the backfield. Jeremiah Naylor will come in, and they'll go replace each other now and then throughout the game. Dominic Suarez, one of the wide receivers, along with Jesse Nichols, Alejandro Perez, and Francisco Lopez. We'll get the other starters on the line for in just a moment. Second down and 5 from the 40-yard line. Tiernan, hand up again to Shaw. Shaw gets up in past the initial line of scrimmage. You'll get a gain of about 4 to the 44, but a third down and 1 coming up for the Tigers.
Fight there by Seth Shaw. He kept going, but Roberto Castaneda of the Cibola defense just held on.
So 3rd down and 1 for the Tigers from their own 44-yard line. The initial drive of this game in Imperial. So 0-0 score. And Cibola jumped offside, no call. Hand off to Shaw. He'll get the first down. He'll roll his way out to about the 47, make a 48-yard line, 4-yard gain, 1st and 10.
You're definitely right about that offside call, but no harm done, I suppose.
Yes, so, but it's pretty obvious. High snap. Tiernan's going to grab it out for one hop. He'll try to keep it himself. It's going to be a big loss, though. And he's seeing that. The Tigers got something going. It's going to bring it all the way back to the 42-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6. So a 2nd down now and 16 coming up.
Tigers are moving with tempo, trying to run a no-huddle offense, and just looks like they maybe don't have it completely down yet.
On the line for the Tigers, Diego Valencia, Wolfgang Horner on the left side, Andres Costello mid-center, Ethan Reeves and Aiden Shields on the right side of the interior line. 2nd down and 16 from the 42. And off again to Shaw. Shaw's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain at all. So 3rd and 16 coming up from Imperial.
George Garcia, number 8, linebacker for the Cibola Raiders, got into the backfield early there to make the stop.
13 yards and 4 carries in the game so far for Shaw. So 3rd and 16 from the 42. Tiernan running. Tiernan's going to go. No, take that back. He looks about the same height as Jesse Nichols, and I thought, oh, he's moving out here. And there's no numbers on the shoulders. So a 1 looked like a 6 for a moment. Tiernan played wide receiver last year for the Tigers. Good snap. Back to pass. Out in the flat. Saw Shaw, but overthrows him, and he completed it. Could have gone for a pretty good yardage, but goes incomplete. 4th and 16, and the Tigers will have to punt.
Shaw had a step on the outside linebacker who was going with him. You had to think they better pass there. Maybe Shaw could use his speed, but tough way to end the drive for the Tigers.
Yeah, it is. After a good start, gaining 13 yards in the first 3 plays, but the Tigers will come up empty and they will punt. You see, is it number 5 or 6 on their jersey?
Number 6.
Number 6 is it? Okay.
Zach Stoltz.
Good snap back. And the ball's going to hit and bounce backwards. Tigers need to touch that ball. It'll go at the 28-yard line, and that's where Cibola will get the ball at their own 28.
I can tell that unit from personal experience that there's nothing more annoying to a coach than when a player's on a punt and they just watch the ball bounce forward. You got to just jump on that.
Got to
make sure you stop it.
Ethan Gonzalez on that punt. He also does the extra points in field goals. So Cibola, their first offensive drive will start at their own 28-yard line. 1st and 10. And they will have Jesus Torres at quarterback. He'll run in a pistol. Back to pass. Sets up. Throws out to the right side. Got to complete the pass. Getting out to 1st down yardage out to the 39-yard line. Pass is going to be completed.
Quick throw out in the flats. It was Devin Mesa making the tackle for the Tigers.
And Hel Salcedo on the catch. It will go for 11 yards and a 1st down, so 1st and 10 now at the 39-yard line. This time, Tigers' defense is going to stack it right up at the line of scrimmage. There'll be no gain. In fact, a loss on the play.
That was Diego Valencia and Aiden Shields combining from the defensive line to make the stop in the backfield for the Tigers.
No 35 for their team. They're the roster that was given to us. Look and see, do you have a 35 at all on that? He ends up starting at running back. He wasn't one of the starters, and he's not on the roster. So, Freddie Hernandez, the kicker, we have. And we'll get a loss of a yard. And I was going to go up the middle and get that yard back, and the Tigers will stack it up. A 3rd and 10 will be coming up.
Jeremiah Naylor coming around the edge to make the tackle.
And it's Hernandez again on the carry.
Hernandez lost his helmet on the tackle, so he's going to have to come out for a play.
She got the yard back. But a 3rd down coming up and 10 yards to go. From the 39-yard line of Cibola. Rolling out to his right on the play action. Torres will look downfield. Has a receiver going to complete it? Was he inbounds? They're saying it was, and it's very close to a first down. In fact, from here, it looks like it was a first down.
That was great coverage on the play by the defensive back, Devin Mesa, but draped all over him. Receiver still able to make the catch. Right at the marker. Looks like they're...
Well, it looks like it's a little short. No, they're going to say it is. Wow. Okay. So they got exactly 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a first down and 10 from the 49.
Extra shove on that play by Seth Shaw, too, to the receiver that he did not appreciate, but thankfully no extracurriculars.
Oh, it's caught by Zach Stoltz. Hand out, big guy up middle, first carry of the 9. He's big. Take a look at that. George Garcia, is it?
Yeah. One of the captains plays both ways.
Doesn't show his size, but man, he's a pretty big guy. Gain of 5 yards in the play.
Victor Sestena on the defensive line for the Tigers, making the tackle.
So second down and 5 down on the Tiger side of the football field, the 46-yard line. On a second down and 5. He'll run as the lone tailback, and he is a good 9 yards off the line of scrimmage. Back to pass is Torres. Looks over the middle. Bounces around. The Tigers couldn't quite come up with it. 3 Tiger defenders were there, but none were able to come up with it. It falls incomplete.
It was Victor Valenzuela and Seth Shaw. Both had chances to make the tackle, or both had chances to get the pick. Neither one of them could come down with it.
In that defensive backfield for the Tigers, as you mentioned, Seth Shaw, Noel Villacampos, Devin Meza, Victor Valenzuela, the linebackers, Pablo Moreno and Jeremiah Naylor on the outside, Zach Ray and Kai Bishop in the inside. Then along the line, Aiden Shields, Wolfgang Horner, and Diego Valencia. Third down and 5. Big third down early in this game for the Tigers. Handed off the big guy up the middle. He's going to get drilled. Was that Naylor that came stepping up?
Looks like that was number
one of them, and 70.
32. Pablo Moreno getting in there to make the tackle. Could wrap up on a guy who's bigger than you. You got to just hold on to those legs.
Be a loss of a yard on the play, in fact. So with that, the Raiders are going to have to punt. Or will they? They may go for it from there. It looks like they're going to go for it.
It seemed like a play call there. Just a straight run up the middle on 3rd and long. It almost seemed like they were setting up a fourth.
Yeah, and especially when the running back is 9 yards off the line of scrimmage. That's a long way to get started.
And they are going to go for it.
They're going to go for it. 4th down and 6. Fake the handoff, rolling to his right is Torres. Finds a lot of Tigers. Tries to pass. They can't do it, and the Tigers defense holds. They're going to sack him back around the 49-yard line of Cibola.
It was Pablo Moreno. The Tigers sent pressure on the moving quarterback. Moreno was the one to finally get up. Looks like he got to throw the ball away, so it wasn't incomplete.
Okay.
Pablo Moreno was all over him. Jeremiah Naylor following close behind him. Great defensive stop there for the Tigers.
So pass goes incomplete. So after a couple of completions, 2 missteps for Torres, and the Tigers have the ball 1st and 10. And they're at their own 47-yard line.
Good field position to start again for Imperial.
Great field position, you bet. So Tiernan, the quarterback. They have 3 wide receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. You'll be alone in the backfield.
Empty set.
Seth Shaw goes into a flanker position on the right side. Tiernan looks over the defense. Going to be a draw play on the quarterback. He's going to get pretty good yards across the 50 to 45, still on his feet to the 35-yard line, to the 30, still going. He's inside the 30-yard line of Cibola, finally stacked up at the 28. Big gainer for C.J. Tiernan. Great job.
Mentioned former wide receiver. You can see it there. He's got great movement as a ball carrier. And a little shout-out, Dominic Suarez, number 25, a great last-second block there to give it a couple extra yards for Tiernan.
So 25 yards on the game. This time a hand off to Shaw over the left tackle. Shaw will get inside the 25-yard line, finding it a roll to a stop around the 22, it looks like, a gain of 6. So 2nd down and 4 coming up.
Matthew Hogan, defensive tackle, making the stop for the Raiders.
So 2nd down for the Tigers. Drive to start at their own 47-yard line, now down to the Cibola 23. Shaw stays in the backfield to the left side of Tiernan in the shotgun. The snap, hand off to Shaw. He's going to get smothered as soon as he gets the ball, as George Garcia just smothers him right there. It'll be a loss on the play back to the 24.
Yeah, George Garcia in the backfield pretty much as soon as Shaw got the handoff there.
So a loss of a yard on that one for Seth. 18 yards on 6 carries so far. 3:33 to go in the first quarter. No score here in Imperial. The Tigers and the Cibola Raiders of Yuma. In their opening game, it's the Tigers' home opener.
Imperial seems set to just keep running on this Cibola defense. They've got quite a few guys they're willing to give the ball to.
And there'll be a timeout on the field. With 3:18 to go in the first quarter of play, it's the Tigers 0 and the Raiders 0.
The Imperial Tiger Football Association was started years ago to help the football team with much-needed equipment and sending the players to special training. Now, through their fundraising efforts from the past and now, the Imperial Tiger Association is proud of what they have accomplished and what they will continue to do in the future. They're always looking for new members. You can call Victor at 760-960-6317. That's 960-6317 if you're interested in helping out. Go Tigers!
When it comes to great Mexican food, El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial should be number one because they do it right. From special quesadillas to 17 different burritos, not including 8 different breakfast burritos. Yeah, they have one you will love. The food is great, the service even better. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at El Zarape, still offering curbside service. Call 760-355-4435. El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial.
3rd and 5 for the Tigers from the 24-yard line of Cibola. Back to pass is Tiernan. Looks over to his right. He's going to keep it. Got some room to run. He'll get the first down and more. Driven out of bounds around the 10-yard line. Good job of just looking at the defense and making it work.
Yeah, Christopher Tiernan took one look, realized that there probably wasn't going to be much of an opportunity to pass it. Knew he had space. Great job using his speed there.
He gained 13 yards on the play. They start to rack up some yardage now. 32 yards on 3 carries.
They brought in Jeremiah Naylor, number 23, as a back there for an extra blocker. He's a bit bigger than Seth Shaw, 5'10", 190, compared to Shaw, 5'7", 160.
Break it off to 2 wide receivers on each side of the field. Tiernan will keep it, gets away from one defender, tries to turn the corner, and he's going to get stacked up at the line of scrimmage. There'll be no gain. Maybe they'll give him a gain of a yard. 2nd down and 9 from the 10.
Damian Magana, Roberto Castaneda Gomez combining to make that tackle there, and kind of felt like Cibola probably knew that was coming.
Yeah, I think they did. Kind of read that one a little bit, I'm afraid. Tigers moving the ball, keeping it on the ground. Only tried one pass in the game so far for Imperial, but they're knocking on the door at the Raider 10-yard line.
And that power set, they bring that fullback in, line up right behind the left tackle.
Shaw in the backfield to the right side of Tiernan. He'll get the call around the left side, gets a little bit of an opening, tripped up and brought down around the 5. It'll be a gain of 5. The Tigers looking out a 3rd down and 4 from the 5.
29, Zach Ray. He's that extra blocker that they're bringing in here near the goal line. Had a good block, but another defender came around the edge to make the play.
Shaw with 23 yards on 7 carries. Unofficially in the game so far for the Tigers. 1:43 to go in the first quarter. Tigers again knocking on the door at the Raider 5-yard line. A 3rd down and 4. Shaw will line up on the right side of Tiernan, who still stays in the shotgun. Tiernan looks at the defense, gets the snap, sets up. Now rolls to his right, looks over the middle, incomplete. Pass was intended in the end zone for Jesse Nichols, but it will fall incomplete. And the Tigers, with a 4th down and 4 from the 5, bring in the field goal team.
Had Nichols for a second there on that slant. He pumped and just let the middle get a little too crowded. So just too much traffic there when he finally did let the ball go.
So Ethan Gonzalez, who is all IVL kicker last year, will set up. Tiernan will stay in for the hold. The ball will be on the 14-yard line, so this will be a 24-yard attempt. On the field goal, the ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So with a minute 16 to go in the first quarter of play, it's the Tigers 3 and the Raiders 0.
Imperial Valley College is welcoming students back on campus for the fall for an enhanced mix of in-person and online learning and student services. Enrollment is in full swing with classes already in session. Programs will feature an enhanced schedule of in-person labs and hands-on skills training with the option to continue taking a wide range of courses online. Students curious about degrees, available programs, and career paths can learn more by visiting imperial.edu and careered.org.
On the initial scoring drive of the night for the Tigers, they started this drive at their own 47-yard line and used 8 plays on the drive, and will conclude it with a 24-yard field goal attempt and completion by Ethan Gonzalez. And the Tigers are up 3-0. Nice little drive.
Definitely a good drive. Got to use that running ability. Got a display, and I think Imperial's going to want to run the ball, just judging by these first 2 drives. Seth Shaw and the starting quarterback, Christopher Tiernan, have both had their fair share of carries. Should be in the game plan for Imperial just to keep running on Cibola.
Right, between the two of them, 56 yards on 11 carries for the two. That's Shaw and Tiernan, the quarterback. So, yeah, good job of staying on the ground, making things move. Just stumbled a little bit at the end, but will come away with points. That's always important. So Gonzalez will be staying in to do the kickoff, deep to receive for Cibola. On the far side, it'll be Zach Stultz. And it looks like on the near side, the ball's going to be, I'm kind of surprised he picked the ball up. He's going to get fumble. There's a fumble. And Cibola's going to recover it. The ball was brought out to the 19-yard line and a fumble at the end of it, but Cibola will cover it. And they'll have the ball 1st and 10.
Looks like it was Saul Gomez, the senior. He was over there making the tackle. Number 18, the senior.
Cibola's going to take over. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 for Cibola. They'll be at their own 19-yard line. Jesus Torres at quarterback. Along their line, Jonathan Chavez and Clint McCall are on the left side of the line. Max Perez at center. Angel Villanueva and Noe Meza on the right side of the line. 1st and 10. Hand it off over left tackle. Tries to bump it to the outside. He's going to go nowhere, but red jerseys covering all over him at the line of scrimmage. There'll be no gain at all. 2nd down and 10.
Great group tackling. I'm going to give it to Aiden Shields. He was the one who ended up with his arms wrapped around him, bringing him down. Great job by the Tigers swarming the back there.
Garcia on that carry. Give him about a foot. That's about it on that. You talk about a lot of pursuit. And Tiger defense pursuing big on that.
Great job swarming on that one. That's a big running back that they got to bring down. So it might have to be similar to that for the rest of the night. Right. They're going to bring down
Good
Garcia.
Call. You bet. So Torres, a quarterback, takes the handoff one way, tries to run it himself, looks downfield, passes it, incomplete, throws out of bounds, which will stop the clock with 16 seconds to go in this first quarter play.
Torres, the Bull has been trying to have him throw this ball on the run. He's been rolling to his right on near every pass attempt. That one didn't have anything, so he just sailed that right towards the Cibola bench.
After 2 completions for 21 yards, now 3 in a row. And they really haven't been close.
Yeah, and Imperial's doing a great job of putting pressure on him, too, making him uncomfortable as he's running to that right side.
Yep, you bet. So 3rd down and 10 from the 19-yard line of Cibola. 15 seconds or 16 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Tigers up 3-0. And up over the right side and hit behind the line of scrimmage. There'll be a loss on this one, too, as Freddie Hernandez with nowhere to go will lose about 3 yards on the play. And a 4th down and 14 coming up.
Pablo Moreno, again, number 32, that outside linebacker coming up to make the stop.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter with the score. Imperial Tigers 3 and the Cibola Raiders 0.
Imperial Valley College is welcoming students back on campus through the fall for an enhanced mix of in-person and online learning and student services. Enrollment is in full swing with classes already in session. Programs will feature an enhanced schedule of in-person labs and hands-on skills training with the option to continue taking a wide range of courses online. Students curious about degrees, available programs, and career paths can learn more by visiting imperial.edu and careered.org.
Start the day off right with your favorite drinks from Brick House Coffee, next door to the Brick House Deli. Brick House Coffee has so many drinks to choose from: hot drinks, blend drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, the Brick House Deli with big, bold, fresh flavor. The Valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at the Lisa Tucker Center on West 8th Road in Imperial.
We have one update score.
We got University City beating Southwest right now, 21-0 in the first quarter. So
Ouch.
not a great start there for the Eagles.
No, not at all. 21-0 up in San Diego. So we'll keep you updated on the scores as we get them throughout the valley on games that are going on. Right here in Imperial, the Tigers lead the Cibola Raiders 3-0 as we start the second quarter of play. And back to punt will be Zach Stoltz. Deep to receive Seth Shaw. He'll be at his 45-yard line of the Raiders. So the Tigers, again, will have great field position. Low snap. Let's take the one hopper bounce. It's partially blocked, I believe, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 27-yard line. So the Tigers with the ball, 1st and 10, but a penalty flag down. Penalty flag is down, and it's right where the kicker was at. It may be going to be a roughing the kicker call. But they look like they got part of the ball.
Yeah, it looked like they either got the ball or it just came off his foot wrong. But they're going to say that was a late hit.
It went end over end and way out to the right, and it's going to be an automatic first down. Sure looked to me like the ball was partially blocked, but we're going to say that it was not. That the runner got into the kicker, and Cibola will get new life and room to breathe as they will place the ball after the penalty out to the 31-yard line.
Obviously the biggest deal about it, that was the personal foul, roughing the kicker as opposed to just running into it.
Right.
You could get away with that maybe, but just a tough play to do, especially when you got the punter in his own end zone right there.
So 1st and 10 Cibola, they'll be at their own 31-yard line. Tigers defense has just looked great though this first half I should say. So Jesus Torres is a quarterback. He'll be in the shotgun position. Goes back to pass, rolls out to his left. Tigers going to get him from behind. Jeremiah Naylor, boy, did he show some speed to get there.
Jeremiah Naylor just absolutely sprinted to get him into the backfield. It almost looked to me like that was a misplay there by that starting quarterback, Jesus Torres. His running back right next to him was moving to his right. Torres took off to the left. The running back looked a little confused on that one, and pays off for the Tigers there.
8-yard loss on that play for Torres. Boy, like you said, Jeremiah Nader was in a sprint, and there's no way the quarterback was going to get very far on that one. 2nd down and 18 from the 23. Back to pass. Could be a little screen pass. It's a low pass, but it's going to be caught. Hernandez gets it, and as you said, a great tackle to bring him down as soon as he caught the ball at the 27-yard line.
Sorry to interrupt. Couldn't help but get excited there. Pablo Moreno again in the backfield. Great job wrapping up.
As soon as the receiver caught the ball, he was down. There was nothing there.
Good for about 2 yards. Got a 3rd down.
I think it was Quintero that caught the ball and then took the punishment. 3rd down after only a gain of 4, or less than 4, just a gain of 2. Back to pass, and going to be another sack. Getting there this time, Wolfgang Horner will get in there. Jeremiah Naylor, too.
Wolfgang Horner, probably the hardest guy on Imperial to miss. You see big number 70, and yeah, I'm sure if you're an opposing quarterback, you don't love the idea of him swallowing you up there in the backfield. Great play by him.
6'2" and 305, and can move pretty well, too. And he loves playing football, and he loves making tackles like that.
He's playing both sides of the ball tonight, too.
Loss of 10, so it's a 4th down and long. The Tigers should get good field position again as Seth Shaw back to receive at the Cibola 42. So again, Stoltz will be back for the punt. It's a good snap this time. He'll get the punt off. It's a good punt. Real good punt. As Shaw goes back into Imperial territory, all the way back to the 38-yard line. Comes to the near side, picks up a block at the 50 to the 45-40, still on his feet to the 35, finally going to be dragged down inside the 30-yard line at about the 28. Good return by Seth Shaw.
Was a good return. Devin Mesa, one of the gunners, he had a great block on this near sideline as Shaw was coming towards it. Great play by him. And all things considered, we're fairly close to where the Tigers would have been lined up after that first penalty. So
you're right.
Not a ton of damage done overall.
And a 34-yard punt return on that.
He caught that as he was moving backwards towards Imperial territory.
Yeah,
Still able to get that edge as he was running towards the near side.
Right, he caught it over his shoulder like a receiver would be catching a pass. And then got turned around, and then once he started going, he picked up a couple of blocks at midfield, all the way down to the 29 of Cibola, 1st and 10 Tigers. Tiernan will have Naylor in the backfield. First time we've seen Jeremiah in the backfield for the Tigers tonight. He'll be to the left side of Tiernan. And fake to him. Tiernan's going to carry himself around the left side, find some room. Gets ran out of bounds around the 20-yard line. We'll see where they're going to mark his forward progress before he went out. Looks to be right around the 21, so a gain of 8, 2nd and 2 coming up.
Great run by Tiernan. They're doing a good job of kind of taking advantage of the fact that Cibola is expecting them to run up the middle. That's kind of what they've been doing for this entire game, and Tiernan with a good read there to take that outside.
You could just see the whole defense start following Naylor. Yeah. And then Tiernan pulled it back, gains 8 yards. He's up to 41 yards now on 5 carries. 2nd down and 2 for the Tigers from the Cibola 21. Nato will go to the right side of Tiernan in the backfield now. Tiernan looks over the defense, takes the snap, hands it off Nader up the middle. Nader puts his head down, will get the first down and then some. Crossing the 20-yard line down to about the 17, a gain of 4, 1st and 10 Tigers.
Damian Magana, the linebacker for Cibola, just took a hold of Naylor's ankles and didn't let go, but that big frame still going to push forward to get the yardage for the first down.
It's his first year of running, as I was mentioning to you. We were talking about him before the game. And for those of you old-timers listening, Kyla, this is Angie Thames, Naylor's grandson. This is Chris's son, Jeremiah, and he's been playing very tough on defense, but he got a chance to run with the ball against El Capitan in a scrimmage, and head coach David Shaw likes what he sees. Going to get the call up the middle again. This time there's nothing there. Actually, Tiernan's going to keep it on the fake, and Tiernan's going to get good yardage around the right side. Everybody, including me, thought Naylor had the football.
Had me fooled there.
Wow.
I'm looking through my binoculars, looking at Naylor. All of a sudden, Six is still running with the football there. Good fake out there.
Great play action fake by Tiernan. Will get 6 yards. A 2nd down and 4 coming up for Imperial.
Tell you what, a few times I've seen Tiernan run, he is hard to bring down.
He
just refused. He's constantly digging into the ground, trying to keep his legs moving.
A little shifty. Yeah. Showing some moves out there as well.
Like you said, played wide receiver. You can see it when he's carrying the football.
Right. 7:50 remaining in the first half. Tigers 3, Cibola nothing. Imperial looking at a 2nd down and 4 from the Cibola 11. Tiernan has Seth Shaw in the backfield now with him. 3 wide receivers to the left side. Pitch it out to Shaw to the left side. Shaw will break him, get a couple of blocks, gets inside the 10, breaks a tackle or 2, and will get down to about the 8-yard line. He'll be a yard short, it looks like. 3rd down and a yard coming up.
I think Diego Valencia there, the offensive lineman, towards the end there, as Shaw's getting pushed down. He's pushing that pile, trying to get as much yard as he can for his back.
Seth stands at 5'7" and 160, but he's not easy to bring down.
Definitely not.
He runs forward. He runs downhill. Like seeing that. Nader will come into the lineup now. And Shaw will come to the sideline. And to bring another blocking back in for the Tigers on the right side, and that's Zach Ray.
Everybody on this Raiders defense is watching number 23.
Yep. Tiernan will get it. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, and he'll go over the right side. Looks like he has the first down at around the 9. He does have the first down. They're going to mark it at the 9-yard line.
Following the blocks, like you mentioned, he's got Zach Ray and Jeremiah Naylor pushing the pile forward. He's got the first down.
Should say at the 5-yard line after a 3-yard gain. So 1st and goal at the 5.
Got like Imperial's going to keep that same set out, except they're going to bring Shaw back in.
I spoke to Zach's dad. Zach Ray in the back as a blocking back. And talk about it here just a second. First and goal at the 5 for the Tigers. And out to Shaw. Shaw's got to get in. Touchdown, Imperial. As Seth Shaw drained up the middle, picks up some blocking, and the Tigers go up 9-0.
Ton of credit there to the Tiger offensive line. The hole was wide open. Shaw could just easily jog in, barely breaking off a couple of arm tackles. Great drive there from the Tigers, taking advantage of the great field position they had to start.
Comes at the 6:04 mark of the second quarter. And it's capped by the 5-yard touchdown run, Seth Shaw. He scored the touchdown last week, so 2 on the year now. Gonzalez will come in for the extra point attempt. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. With 6:04 to go in this first half of play, it's the Tigers 10 and the Raiders 0.
For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
Start the day off right by having breakfast at the Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again, voted best breakfast in Imperial Valley by you, our customer. Thank you. Now remember, Broken Yoke strives every day to bring you great service and great food, still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yoke Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yoke Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro.
And on that scoring drive for the Tigers, they would need just 6 plays to go from the 29-yard line in for the score. Seth Shaw with the touchdown, his second of the year. And with the PAT, it's a 10-0 game. The ball is fumbled on the kickoff, but then picking it up and finding some room to run. And that happens so often in football. Out to the 50-yard line, still in his feet to the 40. The 35 to 30, still in his feet to go all the way for the touchdown. He fumbled the kickoff return and then picked it up and then goes 90 yards for the touchdown.
Wow. I mean, that was a fantastic return there by Stoltz. Victor Valenzuela, number 10, he was the last guy to have a shot, and he had a full-on dive wrap-up tackle, and Stoltz just ran right through it.
And broke many tackles on the way, too. 90-yard return. And he fumbled it at first, and we've seen that before where it kind of throws the kickoff team off, a little bit with the fumble, and then, man, he just did an outstanding job to go all the way for the touchdown.
Just an all-out sprint right past the kickoff team for the Tigers.
Freddie Hernandez in for the extra point attempt. Jesus Torres, the quarterback, is also the holder's left-footed kicker. And the ball, high snap's going to get over the holder, and Hernandez is going to he's going to be stuffed back there, so the extra point will be no good. So with 5:45 to go in the first half of play, it's the Tigers 10 and the Raiders 6.
We all love an expert. We've got a roof expert, a plumber, a great mechanic. The list goes on. Imperial Valley Allstate agent Julie Oliver is your local insurance expert that knows the community. You'll get advice that you can trust to help you select coverage that's best for you. So whether it's protection for your car, home, boat, motorcycle, or more, Julie is here to help. Call your local Allstate agent Julie Oliver today at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800. Julie says, please stay safe and healthy. You are in good hands. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
8 Express in Imperial is your one-stop convenience store with full-service car wash, gas, and diesel. It's the place for all your snacks, cold drinks, and ice-cold beer. And if you're throwing a party, kegs, wine, and champagne. Everything you need at one convenient location. While you're there, get your vehicle washed and save a buck with 8 gallons of gas or diesel and get the 10th car wash free. Yes, 8 Express is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Highway 86 and 8 Road in Imperial.
So after the Tigers take a 10-0 lead, the kickoff brought all the way back 90 yards for the touchdown. Zach Stoltz doing it. But a high snap on the extra point. The Tigers now hold a 10-6 lead with 5:45 to go. Now, can Seth Shaw or Alejandro Perez return the favor?
Yeah, that would be nice. Momentum in football kind of goes right back.
That's a momentum killer for a team. Hernandez kicking off, as you mentioned, left-footed soccer-style kicker. Kicking from the south to the north. No wind at all tonight, about 95 degrees right now. It's a high kick that's going to go to the 20-yard line. Seth Shaw will have it. Sets up to the middle at the 30-yard line, 35, and then gets into a group of white jerseys, will be brought down at the 39-yard line. That's where the Tigers will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 39.
Like Alex Purnell, number 36, he was there to make the tackle for the Raiders, and now, the Tigers offense looked like it was ready to let the defense go out there after they had a nice scoring drive. Now they got to come right back out, and they're only up by 4.
It's when you think things are starting to go your way, and then all of a sudden it's down to a 4-point game. 10-4, that quick. But the Tigers have moved the ball really well on this drive. They got down into the, 11-yard line another time.
Naylor coming in as the back.
Naylor comes into the backfield. Tiernan at quarterback. Naylor to his right side. He's in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers will go to each side of the field. Tiernan taking his time, sets the line. Man in motion is Perez, and then a penalty flag goes down. And it's going to be a legal procedure against the Tigers. So they'll make it a 1st and 15. And we'll bring the ball back to the 33-yard line.
Early, the Tiger offense is one that usually likes to have that pre-snap motion, and early in the season is kind of always when we seem to have those problems with the illegal procedure, illegal motion. It's just something that you kind of have to do enough times where you realize that what you're finally doing wrong.
Right, exactly. Where you realize it. 1st and 15 for the Tigers from their own 33. Tiernan sets the line. Looks over the defense. Back to pass. Sets up. Throws it to the near side. Going to complete the pass to Nichols. Nichols breaks the tackle. He's to the 50-yard line, 45-40. To the 35-yard line. And wow, someone got decleated at the 40-yard line. As Nichols' return will get him all the way back to the Cibola 33-yard line, 1st and 10 Tigers.
Alejandro Perez, all 5'7", 160 of him, lays out Damian Magana as a great downfield block.
First reception of the night, and it goes to Nichols, and it goes for 34 yards. 1st and 10 Tigers. And the referee's talking it over on the field, but nothing. Let's see. Maybe a sideline warning? Yep, sideline warning against the Tigers sideline. So move it back, boys. There's a white line there for a reason. But I know you get excited when you see a guy go down the line like that.
I had a visible reaction once I saw it.
So 1st and 10 from the 33. Lopez was split out to the right side, along with Suarez. Naylor stays in the backfield with Tiernan. And off up to the middle to Naylor. Naylor hard running for 3 yards to the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 7.
Matthew Hogan, the defensive lineman, making the tackle.
Naylor, 2 carries, 7 yards.
You mentioned hard not to get excited on a play like that. The most embarrassing moment I ever had in a film review is when we saw a highlight of Brandon Hueso laying out the opposing ball carrier, and you just see me, number 51, jumping up on the sideline.
I was all excited about it. Brandon wasn't very big, but he was a strong runner. 2nd down and 7. And on Nader again over left tackle. Nader's going to get the 1st down. Oh, fake it. Tiernan's going to get it. Then pitches back to the right side. Still on his feet is Perez. And Perez is down inside the 15 to the 10. Finally going to be brought down from behind at the 12-yard line is where it went again. Tiernan does a play-action fake. It does a great job with it.
The old triple option. And Alejandro Perez, who took the pitch on the outside, he ended up the play pretty much where Jeremiah Naylor was taking it right up the middle. Couple of great cuts there for Perez.
And Perez was coming from the left flanker position and rotating around to get the pitch. It's going to go for 18 yards. And the Tigers are the 1st and 10 at the Cibola 12-yard line.
great play call, too, is we've only seen that one option to break out the second one there on the field at this point. Great call.
I liked it. It was a great call and very well executed. Timeout on the field, 3:55 to go in the first half. It's the Tigers 10 and the Raiders 6.
The Imperial Tiger Football Association was started years ago to help the football team with much-needed equipment and sending the players to special training. Now, through their fundraising efforts from the past and now, the Imperial Tiger Association is proud of what they have accomplished and what they will continue to do in the future. They're always looking for new members. You can call Victor at 760-960-6317. That's 960-6317 if you're interested in helping out. Go Tigers!
When it comes to great Mexican food, El Zarape restaurant in Imperial should be number one because they do it right. From special quesadillas to 17 different burritos, not including 8 different breakfast burritos. Yeah, they have one you will love. The food is great, the service even better. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at El Zarape. Still offering curbside service. Call 760-355-4435. El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial.
First and 10 Tigers from the Cibola 12-yard line. Turning the quarterback will stay in the shotgun formation. I'm going to bring my goggles out, too, to watch. There's twice he's faked me out of my shoes here.
I got to tell you, binoculars aren't helping me. I watched Taylor that entire run before I realized Perez had it.
Tiernan going to carry himself up the middle. He'll get a couple of yards to about the 10 and nothing more. It'll be a second down and 8. 58 yards on 8 carries. Seth Shaw, 8 carries, 26 yards. Alejandro Perez, 1 carry for 18. Jeremiah Naylor, 2 carries for 7. Tigers have got some rushing yardage, and they're going to call timeout. 3:41 to go in this first half of play. It's the Tigers 10 and the Raiders 6.
When it comes to great Mexican food, El Zarape restaurant in Imperial should be number one because they do it right. From special quesadillas to 17 different burritos, not including 8 different breakfast burritos. Yeah, they have one you will love. The food is great, the service even better. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at El Zarape. Still offering curbside service. Call 760-355-4435. El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial.
So 3:41 to go in the first half. Tigers leading at 10-6. And a second down and 8 from the Cibola 10. Tigers knocking on the door again. Nader will move over to the left side of Tiernan in the backfield. Tiernan's going to carry it himself up the middle. You get a couple of blocks. Still gets on his feet down to about the 5. So it'll be a gain of 3.
Gain of 3, and I don't know if he was really standing on his own for any of those 3 yards. He just kind of twisted and fell forward to get it.
Like an electric football thing. 3rd down. And about 3 to go. And they're going to get Cibola jumping offside. That will give the Tigers a first down. Good job of discipline on the Tigers' offensive line.
Twice now where I really like the decision-making of this Tiger offense. You know, you use that pitch when Cibola hasn't seen it yet. Now you use the hard count when they haven't seen it yet.
First penalty against Cibola tonight. And it's a first and goal for the Tigers. And where do they place it? About the 3, looks like?
Just about.
About the 3-yard line.
It'll be a 3rd down and 8.
Tigers will go to the diamond formation. And there'll be a timeout on the field. 3:16 to go in the first half. It's the Tigers 10, Cibola 6.
Imperial Valley College is welcoming students back on campus through the fall for an enhanced mix of in-person and online learning and student services. Enrollment is in full swing with classes already in session. Programs will feature an enhanced schedule of in-person labs and hands-on skills training with the option to continue taking a wide range of courses online. Students curious about degrees, available programs, and career paths can learn more by visiting imperial.edu and careered.org.
Start the day off right with your favorite drinks from Brick House Coffee, next door to the Brick House Deli. Brick House Coffee has so many drinks to choose from: hot drinks, blend drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, the Brick House Deli with big, bold, fresh flavor. The Valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at the Lisa Tucker Center on West 8th Road in Imperial.
Tigers bring out the diamond formation. First and goal to 3. And out to Zach Ray over left tackle. And he gets near the goal line. We still haven't seen motion. It is going to be a touchdown for the Tigers. Zach Ray will get his first touchdown of the season, a 3-yarder. And Imperial is now up 16-6.
Imperial using everybody that they've got in the arsenal to run the ball tonight. Zach Ray, Tiernan, Perez. Everybody contributing to help get them into the end zone here.
So Gonzalez will come in for the extra point attempt. Tiernan stays in for the hold. Taking their time. Ball is down. Kick is up. And it is good. With 3:11 remaining in the first half of play, it's Imperial 16, make that 17, and Cibola 6.
For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
On that drive for the Tigers, 6 plays, 52 yards. And on that, some keys. The 34-yard pass play was the big one from Tiernan to Nichols. And then an 18-yard run on an option pitch to Alejandro Perez. And then capped by the 3-yard touchdown run for Zach Ray. Extra point good. Tigers up 17-6. It's a way to answer that long touchdown.
Definitely a way to answer that. Now, all eyes on the kicking unit.
Yeah. I'll never repeat performance of the last time. We don't want that. So deep to receive, as we saw earlier, to go all the way is Zach Stultz. They're going to kick away from him. That's smart. It's going to be a short kick, in fact, and the uplineman will just literally drop on the ball straight down to the 29-yard line. That's where Cibola will get the ball first and 10.
I love that line of thinking there by the return man saying, I know I'm not Stultz, so let's just take what we can get.
Don't have that kind of speed, so I'll just drop and call it good right there. Timeout on the field. 3:07 to go in this first half of play. It's the Tigers 17 and the Raiders 6.
Start the day off right by having breakfast at the Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again, voted best breakfast in Imperial Valley by you, our customer. Thank you. Now remember, Broken Yoke strives every day to bring you great service and great food. Still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yoke Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yoke Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro.
Back to pass. Torres going to throw it deep. Has a receiver open for a moment. The pass way too far out in front of him. It'll fall incomplete at the 33-yard line of Cibola. It'll be a second down and 10.
It was good play there. Looked like it was number 10, Victor Valenzuela, running step for step with the receiver. And if Torres there had held that ball for a second later, Jeremiah Naylor was going to be all over it.
Oh, he was coming on.
Yeah.
Let's think the Broken Yoke, Peggy. Little hint maybe for breakfast tomorrow morning. We like going there on my Saturdays off.
All of that's about El Zarape. That's what's got me thinking.
There you go. Oh, yeah. And up over the left side to Hernandez, and Hernandez is going to rumble his way for about 5 yards to the 30. I'm going to mark it around the 33. Let's see. We got 33 here, 34 over there. So let's see where the action. I put it on the field now for 34. Be a gain of 4, but a third down and 5, make it a 5-yard gain and a third and 5 coming up.
Tiger Ochoa, the linebacker, senior. He was there making the stop for the Tigers.
Hernandez running 4 carries, 2 yards. In fact, total yardage running in the game for Cibola is a net of -4. That's how good this defense for the Tigers are playing so far. Back to pass. Again, Torres going to look out to the side. Whoa, just a moment later, and that's picked for 6. Ball's incomplete as the pass was intended for Andre Bertagnoli. Ball's incomplete. 4th down and 5 from their own 34.
He was looking for a flag there off the line, but it was Devin Mesa playing tight coverage, but seems to me like Mesa just got the better of him there.
3 completions and 8 attempts for Torres in this game for 23 yards. And a timeout on the field with 2:14 to go in a half. Tigers 17 and the Raiders 6.
We all love an expert. We've got a roof expert, a plumber, a great mechanic. The list goes on. Imperial Valley Allstate agent Julie Oliver is your local insurance expert that knows the community. You'll get advice that you can trust to help you select coverage that's best for you. So whether it's protection for your car, home, boat, motorcycle, or more, Julie is here to help. Call your local Allstate agent Julie Oliver today at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800. Julie says, please stay safe and healthy. You are in good hands. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
As we come back to the stadium, just got a text from my mom. My mom and dad are listening from back in Oklahoma. So hi, Mom and Dad. Glad you're with us tonight. Got the Tigers rolling so far, leading 17-6 over the Cibola Raiders. And I'll be calling in the morning just try to set up this Oklahoma game tomorrow. The Sooners are playing the Green Wave of Tulane in their opener tomorrow morning. 9 o'clock our time out here. 4th down and 5 from the 34.
Perez, the lone safety, looks like he's playing back for a return. Now he's going to come back to the line.
They're going to go for it, and they're going to fake the run, and it's going to be a quick kick. It's going to roll down inside the 25 and settle the 24-yard line. Pretty good idea, really, to do something like that.
I always think of Brady and Roethlisberger are the two that I always think of. Those third down runs, just roll it. No defense ever expects the quarterback to be able to do that.
So 1st and 10, they're going to put the ball at the Tiger 23-yard line. That's where they'll have the ball 1st and 10 with 2:03 to go in the first half of play.
I was interested in their idea of going for it there on 4th down, just given the fact that it was so deep in their own territory and the Tigers have had success running the football, but definitely the better option there.
Well, they had trouble on that first punt snap, too, if you remember, and maybe they didn't want to take the chance of that, too, and getting the Tigers down that close to score again, so they faked that, don't have anybody back to return, and then now Imperial has 77 yards to go to try to get a touchdown. Although we do have a field goal kicker. Maybe something you get going with Gonzalez. 1st and 10 Tigers from their own 23. Turning to quarterback. And in the backfield, Andrew Hendricks is now in the backfield for the Tigers. It's the snap. Tiernan throws over the middle. Gets the catch completed. The ball was thrown behind, but a great catch by Dominic Suarez. And it'll be good for 6 yards, 2nd down and 4.
Like you mentioned, that ball was thrown outside and a little bit low, but Suarez adjusted nicely to make the grab.
So 2nd and 4 from the 27-yard line. The 30-yard line, I should say. Back to pass Tiernan. Going to complete it for the 1st down. And it's going to go again to Dominic Suarez. And he will get the 1st down out to the 39-yard line, a gain of 9, and a 1st down.
Tigers have been power running all night. Now they're going with quick passes on the outside. Comfortable stuff for Tiernan to throw.
Give him some confidence passing. Has some time, and then all of a sudden he gets collapsed on from behind. Thankfully, he doesn't fumble, and he actually gets back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be no gain. 2nd down and 10 at the 39.
It looked like it was Alejandro Barbosa Zavala for Cibola. He was coming around the edge, and like you mentioned, great job by Tiernan moving up, trying to get just back to that original line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 10 from the 39. 52 seconds remaining in the first half. The scoreboard is rolling. Back to pass Tiernan again. Going to complete it. Tough pass and tough catch by Alejandro Perez in traffic into Cibola territory at the 48-yard line. 1st down Tigers.
That was right in between two defenders of Cibola. He dipped it in there to Perez. Great throw by Tiernan.
We threaded a needle on that pass, and he'll just dump it down quick to stop the clock with 41 seconds to go. Yeah, that was a great job by both. He had to put it in a perfect spot to be able to get it, and then Perez with a great catch.
Perez able to turn that also, get a little bit of run after catch to get the first down.
2nd and 10 from the Cibola 48-yard line. 41 seconds to go in the first half. Tigers lead it 17-6. 3 wide receivers to go to the right side of the field this time. Hendricks in the backfield. Tiernan back to pass. Going to go deep. As a receiver, but is not going to be able to get there. A little bit overthrown, and the intended receiver, Jesse Nichols, stops the clock with 35 seconds to go. A 3rd and 10 coming up.
A bit overthrown, and Nichols did not really seem to be running at full speed there, but good job by the Cibola, defensive back.
Almost like the Cibola defensive back was kind of touching him and kind of keeping him from moving too much, too. Nader's going to come back into the lineup, and he will go to the right side.
They want to keep him in, maybe protect that right side, as Horner has gotten beat a couple of times there.
Turning back to pass, goes out to his right. Looks downfield, looks over in the corner, going to find somebody at the 40-yard line, tackled immediately on the play, but the catch is going to go to Dominic Suarez again. That's his 3rd catch of this quarter, and it's going to go down to the 40-yard line.
Play by Zach Stoltz making the tackle, and I'm going to play similar to what Cibola runs, that quick rollout to the right for the quarterback. Oh.
And Cibola's going to jump outside again, and the Tigers are going to get a first down out of it.
Their first game of the season, and you can tell because the hard count is 2 for 2 today for Imperial.
Yeah, I mentioned to Joe Evangelos, who was sitting in for us last week, and I said, John McKay, when he was coaching for USC, said, we need to start with the 2nd game of the season because we always make the mistakes on the first game. So let's just start with the 2nd game. And I think Cibola's coach may be thinking that now. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers, setting up the ball at the Cibola 35-yard line. 28 seconds to go in the first half. Tigers leading at 17-6. Taylor will move to the left side of Tiernan this time, who then rolls out to his left side. Looks downfield. Looking downfield. Going to dump it into the end zone. Has a receiver open. Touchdown Tigers. Nichols with the touchdown catch in the back of the end zone, and the Tigers are up 23-6.
That was an incredible throw by Christopher Tiernan, rolling to his left, a little flick of it, effortless arm strength there from Tiernan to get the play, and it looked like it was actually Perez making the catch.
Was it Perez, number 4 instead of 1?
Number 4, Alejandro Perez, 5'7", reaching up with that hand, taking it from the defensive player. Great throw by Tiernan.
So Perez with the touchdown catch. And that's the first touchdown reception of the season for the Tigers. Gonzalez in for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. With 18 seconds remaining in the first half of play, it's the Tigers 24 and Cibola 6.
Ayton Express in Imperial is your one-stop convenience store with full-service car wash, gas, and diesel. It's the place for all your snacks, cold drinks, and ice-cold beer. And if you're throwing a party, kegs, wine, and champagne. Everything you need at one convenient location. While you're there, get your vehicle washed and save $1 with 8 gallons of gas or diesel and get the 10th car wash free. Yes, Ayton Express is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Highway 86 and Ayton Road in Imperial.
The Imperial Tiger Football Association was started years ago to help the football team with much-needed equipment and sending the players to special training. Now, through their fundraising efforts from the past and now, the Imperial Tiger Association is proud of what they have accomplished and what they will continue to do in the future. They're always looking for new members. You can call Victor at 760-960-6317. That's 960-6317 if you're interested in helping out. Go Tigers!
So on that drive, scoring drive for the Tigers, 8 plays, 67 yards, and capped by the 35-yard touchdown pass from C.J. Tiernan to Alejandro Perez. The kickoff will be down right at the 35-yard line. They're going to take a chance at all kicking it back to Schultz. Yeah, all I don't think.
Especially when they seem to have found their groove there with number. Looks like to me it was number 8, George Garcia, who just immediately jumps on the football twice in a row here on these kickoffs.
We'll recap the scoring at halftime and check the scores of games involving other Valley schools during our halftime, so stay with us for that.
Imperial. 3 scoring drives of 2 of them were just all running, and then that one all passing. Chris Tiernan
did a great job on that. He has completed, 6 of 9 for 105 yards and a touchdown. Handout's going to go up the middle and get blasted down after a 3-yard gain. Is Hernandez.
To me, like Luis Amadillas making the tackle.
And that will be the end of the first half as the clock will run out. That's the first half for the Tigers, offensive and defensively. Only a little work on the kickoff return team that one play. But at halftime, it's the Tigers 24, the Raiders 6. And we'll be back to recap the scoring and take a look at how other games are going in just a moment.
When it comes to great Mexican food, El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial should be number 1 because they do it right. From special quesadillas to 17 different burritos, not including 8 different breakfast burritos. Yeah, they have one you will love. The food is great, the service even better. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at El Zarape, still offering curbside service. Call 760-355-4435. El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial.
Imperial Valley College is welcoming students back on campus through the fall for an enhanced mix of in-person and online learning and student services. Enrollment is in full swing with classes already in session. Programs will feature an enhanced schedule of in-person labs and hands-on skills training with the option to continue taking a wide range of courses online. Students curious about degrees, available programs, and career paths can learn more by visiting imperial.edu and careered.org.
Start the day off right with your favorite drinks from Brick House Coffee, next door to the Brick House Deli. Brick House Coffee has so many drinks to choose from, hot drinks, blend drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, the Brick House Deli with big, bold, fresh flavor. The Valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at Felisa Tucker Center on West 8th Road in Imperial. For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
Go Tigers indeed. In the first half of this game, the Tigers come up with a 24-6 halftime lead, and this is how the game has scored so far. The Tigers would get on the board first in the first quarter, the minute 15 seconds to go, on a 24-yard field goal by All-IVO kicker Ethan Gonzalez, and the Tigers were up 3-0. They increased their lead to 10-0 with 6:04 to go in the first half, on a 6-play, 29-yard drive, capped by the 5-yard touchdown run by Seth Shaw, his second of the year, and with the extra point, 10-0 in favor of the Tigers. But Cibola come right back on the kickoff, and running it all the way back 90 yards, Zach Stoltz would make it a 10-6 game. On the extra point, there was a high snap. It was no good, so that's how the game was at that point, 10-6 with 5:45 to go in the ball game, or the first half of play. And then the Tigers would get that right back with 3:11 to go in the first half. Zach Ray, a 3-yard touchdown run on a 6-play, 52-yard drive, and with the extra point, it was a 17-6 game. And then rounding out the scoring with 18 seconds to go in the first half on an 8-play, 67-yard drive, capped by a 35-yard touchdown pass from C.J. Tiernan to Alejandro Perez, and with the extra point, 24-6 first half score. Tigers will look good.
Tigers will look really good, especially on defense. The Tiger defense, actually, to their credit, pitching a shutout. They have yet to allow Cibola to score on offense, and I like what we've seen from the Tiger offense as well. They've run the ball extremely well on that last drive. 2-minute drill they're running, and they throw the ball a ton, and it ends up with a touchdown. Great looking offense so far from the Tigers.
In the individual department, C.J. Tiernan completed 6 of 9 passes for 105 yards and the touchdown. Receiving it, the leading receiver be Dominic Suarez, 3 catches for 23 yards, 2 catches for 48 and a touchdown for Alejandro Perez, and then 1 catch for 34 yards to Jesse Nichols. And rushing for the Tigers, C.J. Tiernan leads in that, 58 yards on 9 carries. Seth Shaw, 8 carries for 26 yards. Jeremiah Naylor, 2 carries for 7 yards. And Zach Ray, 1 carry for 3 yards. And then an 18-yard option. Fake up the middle, the triple option after the run by Tiernan. The pitch back to Alejandro Perez went for 18 yards. So the Tigers in the first half, 105 yards passing. And then rushing, 65, 91, 94, 112, looks like, yards rushing. So 217 yards of offense in the first half for the Tigers.
112 yards rushing with 5 different guys taking a carry there. That's what I like from this Tiger offense. They're getting different guys involved, even if it is just for a handful of carries for guys like Perez and Zach Ray. That's still, opening up opportunities, gives Seth Shaw and Jeremiah Naylor breaks. Great looking offense so far from Imperial.
Defensively, the Tigers have looked outstanding. Cibola, their quarterback Jesus Torres, has completed 3 of 8 passes for 23 yards.
I have number 32, Pablo Moreno. He's been leading the charge on defense so far. I've got him with 3 tackles. Mm-hmm. We've got Mesa and Naylor. They both have 2. Naylor has the 1 sack so far for Imperial's defense. A lot of guys getting involved in a lot of group tackling from Imperial's defense also, and that's why that's a big reason why Cibola's offense has had no success so far.
In the rushing department, they have a net of -9. So a total net in the first half for Cibola, 14 yards. And the Tigers are up around 2 1/4. So it's been all Imperial in the first half. It shows with the scoreboard, 24-6, and when you consider the only points the Tigers have given up tonight was on a 90-yard kickoff return. This team is playing good both offensively and defensively so far tonight.
Just that pesky special teams.
Yeah.
The third phase of the game.
Yeah. And it's such an important one, too. And, I remember years ago they would say, stay in your lanes. Just run and stay in your lanes. And then you see something like that happen, say, how could that happen if you stayed in your lanes? But those things happen. And it was after the initial kick that Stoltz fumbled the ball and then picked it up and then was able to find some gaps and then used some pretty good speed to go all the way for the touchdown. That's the lone blemish against the Tigers tonight, a 99-yard kickoff return. But 24 points on the offensive side, pretty impressive for the Tigers tonight. So we like seeing that.
Definitely great work on both sides there.
We'll be back to look at other scores involving other teams in the Valley in just a moment.
Start the day off right by having breakfast at the Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again, voted best breakfast in Imperial Valley by you, our customer. Thank you. Now remember, Broken Yoke strives every day to bring you great service and great food, still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yoke Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yoke Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro. We all love an expert. We've got a roof expert, a plumber, a great mechanic. The list goes on. Imperial Valley Allstate agent Julie Oliver is your local insurance expert that knows the community. You'll get advice that you can trust to help you select coverage that's best for you. So whether it's protection for your car, home, boat, motorcycle, or more, Julie is here to help. Call your local Allstate agent Julie Oliver today at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800. Julie says, please stay safe and healthy. You are in good hands. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
8 Express in Imperial is your one-stop convenience store with full-service car wash, gas, and diesel. It's a place for all your snacks, cold drinks, and ice-cold beer. And if you're throwing a party, kegs, wine, and champagne. Everything you need at one convenient location. While you're there, get your vehicle washed and save a buck with 8 gallons of gas or diesel and get the 10th car wash free. Yes, 8 Express is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Highway 86 and 8 Road in Imperial.
Back at Imperial, halftime score, the Imperial Tigers 24 and the Cibola Raiders 6. have some updated scores. You want to run through those? We'll have to go through them. We didn't give much time to give scores because there was a lot of running and not much clock stopping.
Definitely. So as we take a look, University City right now 39-0 over Southwest.
Ouch.
Vincent and El Cajon in a real barn burner, 7-6 at the half. In the second quarter, Central up 7-6 over Palm Desert, and actually a couple more updates have come in on that. Palm Desert 13, Central 7, and in the second quarter, it's gotten to University City 54, Southwest 0. So that is not a game that will be going on too much longer, unfortunately, for the Southwest Eagles. 54 points in the first half allowed.
Yeah, that doesn't go too well. We're going to be back on next week, too, and we will be on the radio. We'll be on Kxo Radio next Friday night. Right here as Valley Center comes into town. Valley Center came up with a pretty ugly victory over Brawley last week, and so they'll come into town. The Tigers have never beaten the Jaguars. We've gone up there and a couple of times. I thought there'd be a victory, and you were with us, I think, and we were very disappointed on the drive home.
My senior year, if I remember correctly, I was really happy about that team. Thought we had a good team going in against Valley Center. We had beat them as freshmen and as JV, and Valley Center, San Diego, they've got bigger kids, they've got more kids, and it was just a tough loss there for the Tigers to take.
George is checking in. He's feeling better and hopes to be back next week. Give us a chance to talk about what you've been doing. I know you went to Imperial High School, graduated from the high school, did a few games with us, and worked at KXO, I can't say spinning records anymore because you don't do that anymore.
Never. The only records I saw were those ones hanging up in the studio that were put up there by Jared.
You might see some of my handiwork writing on intro times and stuff on the records back in those days, but now everything's digital. You don't spin records anymore, but you work at KXO playing music. And what are you doing now?
So now I'm going to Arizona State University at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. Probably one of the top, or definitely one of the top schools for journalism, sports journalism specifically, and nice and close to home, so I don't have to worry about going up to Syracuse or Northwestern or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's a great school. The biggest thing I've been doing, Blaze Radio, the student-run radio station at Arizona State, has actually voted #1 streaming service in the country last year.
Wow, great.
Definitely a great job. I've just been doing everything I can to get reps and play-by-play. So obviously, I got my start doing it with you guys at George, and that was a lot of fun and helped put me on this path so far. Probably the highlight so far, first games I got to call play-by-play, ASU softball taking on BYU, walk-off home run, alley tap.
Oh, wow.
So that was probably my favorite moment so far, and now just looking to get more reps. Got an ASU football game coming up in November. ASU taking on Oregon State, November 20th, so please, listen to me. I'll be on Blaze
So
Radio.
You'll be on, how would we find it now? This is in...
So we are an online streaming station at BlazeRadioOnline.com. All of our football games will be broadcasted there for Arizona State. That's Blaze Radio, BLAZE, RadioOnline.com.
Online.com, okay. I'll check that out. And what day is that game again?
It's going to be November 20th versus the Oregon State Beavers. I'm very excited for the ASU football team. I think we've got some serious talent and an open Pac-12.
Well, that'll be cool then. That'll be a great experience. Well, they were drawing the winner of the 50-50, and the winner was directly in front of us.
I will say, you mentioned working at KXO.
Yep.
So we started off as first years for Blaze. You know, they don't get a ton, but what they get to do is DJ shifts. And my first DJ shift that I did, I opened it on accident by saying AM 1230 KXO. Because that was always my inline at working at KXO. I'd always go, AM 1230 KXO. And I'm sitting there in the studio, I'm recording it, and that's just what naturally came out for a second. And I had to just completely redo it. And it just made me laugh so much because, my parents know the joke and everything. It's AM 1230 KXO, the best oldies on the radio.
Right. It's a hard habit to break away from.
It's a phrase I'll have rolling around in my head for quite a while.
I did Central Spartan games and IVC football games way back when, and then later on did Raleigh games on KROP. And I can't tell you that I didn't accidentally say KXO once or twice in all that after doing all the years at KXO. So yeah, I can understand how that would go when you don't even think about it. Yep. You just blurt it out because you've been doing it repetitiously so many times that oops, there it went. But what a great opportunity for you to be there at the Cronkite School, though, and then getting the opportunity, as you said, to be able to call a major college football game in November. What a tremendous thing. And softball. I mean, ASU's always had great softball teams, and BYU is good at softball as well. So
ASU is a great softball team. Plus, got to do a couple of games of the regional that took place for the softball postseason. It was held in Tempe. Got to watch Virginia Tech play. They went on to win that tournament. So great softball, great sports being played, and great chances.
Great opportunities, and glad to hear it. And we'll just keep looking for you to keep rising and rising and rising in the sports world electronically. We're just about a minute or so away from the opening kickoff of the second half as the Tigers and now move back out onto the football field. Cibola on the field on the far side, and we'll have that second half kickoff in just a moment.
The Imperial Tiger Football Association was started years ago to help the football team with much-needed equipment and sending the players to special training. Now, through their fundraising efforts from the past and now, the Imperial Tiger Association is proud of what they have accomplished and what they will continue to do in the future. They're always looking for new members. You can call Victor at 760-960-6317. That's 960-6317 if you're interested in helping out. Go Tigers!
When it comes to great Mexican food, El Zarate Restaurant in Imperial should be number one because they do it right. From special quesadillas to 17 different burritos, not including 8 different breakfast burritos. Yeah, they have one you will love. The food is great, the service even better. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at El Zarate. Still offering curbside service. Call 760-355-4435. El Zarate Restaurant in Imperial.
To point out one more, since that catch came so late in the half, I didn't get it onto his stat, but Alejandro Perez has 2 catches now for 53 yards in the game. So the Tigers will have 250 yards of offense here at halftime, and it looked very good on offense and outstanding on defense as well.
Great passes there from Tiernan at the end of the first half as they relied mainly on that passing as there was less than a minute left in the half. And, they were doing short passing, good efficient passes, and I think his stat line reflects that pretty well. 6 of 9 over 100 yards. They're getting good chunks every time he's dropping back.
Well, he's looking more confident, too, back there. And I think that was one of the things I was hoping we would see after last week, really struggling, not completing a pass in the second half last week. Came out tonight, and he's got some confidence to him. He's not trying to rush the passes. He's waiting for people to get open, showing good touches. I'm really impressed with the way he has played the game tonight at quarterback. When you figure he's 6 of 9, and he deliberately threw one away to stop the clock. So he's only really thrown 2 passes that went incomplete in the first half.
He's also trusting his legs a lot, which is great.
Yeah.
When you have a quarterback here who, if the passing lanes aren't going to be open, you'd like to have a guy like Tiernan who can rely on those legs, former wide receiver. We mentioned it a ton. He's getting to the outside. He's doing a great job, even just running it straight up the middle.
And faked us out at least twice on play action, either handoffs or keeping it for himself. So, yeah, he's done a great job at quarterback tonight. So looking for good things here in the second half. The Tigers will be kicking off to Cibola to start off this second half. And I've just been really impressed with the way Imperial was played tonight.
Definitely. I can't be mad at Cibola for getting faked out on these options because, here I am watching Jeremiah Naylor run up the middle and he hasn't had the ball.
I had to finally get the binoculars out and try to see this a little bit better. But yeah, he's doing a good job with the play action fakes. And then the one triple option pitch was just outstandingly done by him as well. So, Christopher Tiernan, CJ, has really done a good job here in this first half.
We talked about it before the game a little bit. Reese Vindiola, the freshman quarterback who's the backup right now. Always interesting when we see a freshman up at the varsity level, even if they're not taking snaps. But you've got a quarterback who you maybe think could be a part of the Tiger program in the future. And
seeing him just warming up right now, 6'1" and 160 pounds as a freshman. His dad played football here for Imperial, Adam Vindiola, years ago. And this is his son, Reese. And he doesn't have quite the experience, obviously, being just a freshman, but very good athlete, has a good arm on him. And like I said, he's the backup tonight, but Tiernan's just played such an outstanding game that I don't see him coming in unless to clean up at the end of it. Christopher's just done a great job on offense of running the plays. And he's been a good job of looking at the defense and seeing what he's going to do, too. So, and some of those runs are scheduled to be that way, but then there's other times that if you see something, go for it. Yeah. And he's done a good job of catching those and doing it. The Tigers will have to kick off. They'll be going from the left to the right, from the south to the north here in the second half. You're listening to all the action on KXORadio.com. I'm Mickey Dale along with Dylan Nichols calling the action for you tonight. Tigers looking for their first victory of the season and leading at 24-6 over Cibola of Yuma, Arizona. And Cibola will be back to receive. And I'm sure they're not going to kick it anywhere near a guy with a number 6 jersey on.
Yeah, he's been looking a little antsy back there. It's almost like he knows for a fact that Imperial's not going to be willing to give him the ball.
No, not going to him. We're going to kick it somewhere, but it's not going to you. So, and they've been doing is Gonzalez has been kicking it up in the air a little bit, trying to get the defenders to get close to it so it doesn't go anywhere after it finally hits the earth. Let's see if he does that again this time. No, if he's going to kick it deep, try to get it out of the end zone. And he's going to do that through the end zone. Nice to see a touchback. I haven't seen that since Santiago de la Torre.
Yeah,
so it's good to see.
And with him, it was a touchback pretty much every single time.
Goodness, he had a leg on him. No problem at all getting it back there. So Gonzalez, we know, can do the same. The Cibola will have the ball first and 10 will have the ball at their own 20-yard line. And, I was talking to head coach David Shaw the other day, and I said, if you've got a kicker that can kick in the end zone every time, put him back every single time. Not only do they have to start with their back to the wall, but it's demoralizing after a while when you can't do anything, but you're starting at the 20. So that's what he said he wanted to do, is kick it out of the end zone every time.
Especially for Cibola, as their only points in this game have come on special teams.
Right. So first and 10 Cibola as we start the second half of action here at Imperial. Jesus Torres at quarterback. We'll hand it off. Straight handoff up the middle. He's going to get nowhere. He'll run into nothing but red jerseys right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Second down and 10.
Looks like that was Stoltz. And we've seen Stoltz at wide receiver and defensive back, but now he's moved into that halfback role. It was Aiden Shields on the tackle. Second tackle for Shields today.
So no gain, second down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Defensively for the Tigers, along the front line, Aiden Shields at one tackle, Diego Valencia at the other tackle, Wolfgang Horner at the nose guard. The outside linebackers, Pablo Moreno, Jeremiah Naylor, with Zach Ray and Kai Bishop in the inside linebacking positions. And in the backfield, Joel Campos, Seth Shaw, Devin Meza, and Victor Valenzuela. So stop in action. Not sure why.
Had to get the clock running.
Okay, here we go. Got everything running now. And off again is going to go up the middle, getting a little bit of running room as Stoltz. He'll get out to the 25 and a gain of 5, but a 3rd and 5 coming up for Cibola.
That was number 36, Joel Villacampos making the tackle.
So 3rd down and 5 for Cibola on their initial drive of the second half, trailing the Tigers 24-6. Here in Imperial on a buggy night. We're being eaten up by bugs up here tonight.
Got the
all over the place.
Got the LEDs on in the press box, and they're swarming for it.
3rd down and 5. Torres will have Hernandez in the backfield. Pick the handoff, back to pass. Gets a lot of rushing on him, and he's going to be sacked bad. Football, in fact, ends up on the sidelines, and he got smothered. Did he end up throwing it?
He did throw it. To me, I'm curious as to why it wasn't intentional grounding.
Yeah. We're waiting to see where the referees are going to put it. I think he was already in the grasp and going down. I don't know. They got a couple of refs that are back where he went down at the 12. And it is going to be a penalty flag. It may be intentional grounding, and that's going to go against them. So the Tigers are again going to have excellent field position.
Yeah, because he was being swarmed there with Zach Ray and Aiden Shields both applying pressure, and the quarterback just straight spiked it into the ground.
So the referees are going to talk it over on how to handle this situation. But you're right, he had a huge rush on him that time. He had nowhere to go, nowhere to pass, couldn't have time to think or anything.
Tigers sent 5, and they were much faster off the line than the Raiders' offensive line.
And it will be, and it's a loss of down, too. So they'll bring the ball all the way back to the 14-yard line. There'll be a loss of 11 on the play. And it will be 4th down and long because you lose the down as well.
Very long. Good job by the refereeing crew to get together and make the call.
Right, make the right call.
Oh,
and the punt's not a great one, although it seemed to move a little bit out to the 45-yard line. Seth Shaw will pick it up. And Seth's going to go right down the sideline. He's got room to run down to the 5. Touchdown, Tigers. As Seth Shaw just leisurely runs down the sideline and will go all the way in for the touchdown. Wow.
That one seemed almost a little bit too easy. Great blocking all around by the punt return team, and especially to Kai Bishop right there at the goal line, cleared the space to give Seth Shaw right into the end zone.
45-yard punt return for the touchdown for Seth Shaw. He made that look easy.
Yeah.
I know he got some blocks, but he really didn't look like he was running hard. He came right down the sidelines all the way in for the touchdown. And that increases the Tigers' lead to 30-6.
Hunter Stoltz, he's lined up in just the regular shotgun as opposed to the deep punt. And because of that, the Tigers are getting a lot more pressure off on those punts.
Yeah.
Getting them more rushed. They don't seem to have a center who can get the ball deep enough for a punt.
That could very well be. You're right. Puts them at a huge disadvantage. Penalty flag in the end zone. Maybe too many players on the field as they're counting the players.
Except that you get an extra half yard.
Yeah, you get to put the 1.5 yard line instead of the 3.
And there's number 12.
That's when you decide, do you go ahead and kick the extra point or do you go for 2? I think they'll just go ahead and kick the extra point. Pretty sure-footed with Gonzalez in there.
Sure-footed and already a 24-point lead.
For Seth Shaw, that's his 2nd touchdown of the night, 3rd of the year. First on special teams. Gonzalez extra point is up, and it is good. With 10:30 to go in this third quarter play, it's Imperial 31 and Cibola 6.
Imperial Valley College is welcoming students back on campus for the fall for an enhanced mix of in-person and online learning and student services. Enrollment is in full swing with classes already in session. Programs will feature an enhanced schedule of in-person labs and hands-on skills training with the option to continue taking a wide range of courses online. Students curious about degrees, available programs, and career paths can learn more by visiting imperial.edu and careered.org.
Start the day off right with your favorite drinks from Brick House Coffee, next door to the Brick House Deli. Brick House Coffee has so many drinks to choose from, hot drinks, blend drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, the Brick House Deli with big, bold, fresh flavor. The Valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at the Lisa Tucker Center on West 8th Road in Imperial.
So the 45-yard punt return for the touchdown by Seth Shaw, son of head coach David Shaw, grandson of Patricia. And the kick's going to go into the end zone. And so Cibola once again will take over possession at their own 20-yard line. So again, you're back to the wall again. It's great to have a kicker like that.
Now Imperial can also say that they're just about even on special teams now with Cibola. They've got a return touchdown to even it up, so all 3 phases of the game being used for Imperial.
So 2 are washed then, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're cooking on the other side, but I haven't eaten dinner. It does kind of smell like hamburgers over there, though. The smoke is not fair to rush over this way.
Blowing over, just that scent coming through.
Mm-hmm. First and 10, Cibola, their own 20-yard line, trailing Imperial 31-6. It was a 10-6 ball game at one point. The Tigers 21 unanswered points. Stoltz will go into the backfield, along with their quarterback, Jesus Torres, who will go in the shotgun. That's where he stayed throughout the night. Goes back to pass. Sets up. Looks over the middle. Intercepted by Seth Shaw. He's going to get the interception down the sidelines at 30-yard line. Penalty flag will go down. and he will then go down at the 19. We may see a block on the back on that one against the Tigers, and we'll bring that one back. But a great job of just watching the quarterback's eyes and the interception by Shaw.
Great job tracking it by Shaw, and it's going to be Zach Ray for the block in the back here if I had to guess. Had an offensive lineman, number 63, just caught him on the side. Definitely a good call by the referees here.
So that will nullify a little bit of the run, but the interception will stand. That's the first turnover by Cibola tonight.
Great sequence of events here. Great sequence of events there for Seth Shaw, huh?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Pick and a punt return on back-to-back plays.
Yep. So the Tigers will have the ball 1st and 10. After the penalty, it'll go for the point of the infraction. They'll bring it back to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will take over possession 1st and 10. Spoke with Zach's dad, Roger, last week. We were both at work. And when I called his work, he said, "This is Mickey Dale?" I said, "Yeah." So we talked a little football before the work part came. It was good talking to you, Roger, and Zach has been doing a great job tonight. Got a touchdown earlier in the game. Man in motion for the Tigers to the near side. High snap. Tiernan's going to bring it down. Good stop and run. Goes to his left of the 30, 25-yard line. 1st down and brought down to the around the 23. Boy, did he stop on a dime and turn.
Yeah, that was all Chris Tiernan, athlete right there. It got the high snap, reacted quickly enough to take it right into the middle, and like you said, great hop step there.
That's going to be a gain of 12 yards on the play by Tiernan. And with that, he now has 70 yards rushing in the game. And 105 passing.
Dual threat like you read about?
Yeah, you bet. 1st and 10 Tigers at the 23 of Cibola. Tiernan has Hendricks in the backfield with him. Take the handoff, rolls out to his right. Looks downfield. As a receiver, slipping and falling was the intended receiver, Alejandro Perez, but the pass was a little bit short anyway. But the pass hit a little higher and doesn't slip on the field. That's going to be down inside the 5.
Yeah, Perez running all around in that zone coverage, finding that empty spot to just sit in. And like you said, just a little bit of a slip in the grass there and a tough throw from Tiernan. That's a play you can get away with when you're up 31-6.
Yeah, oh yeah. And you don't get upset about it. It's like, okay, we'll learn from that. And we'll go to the next one. 2nd down and 10 from the 23. 3 wide receivers go to the right side for the Tigers, 1 to the left. Hendricks stays in the backfield with Tiernan. He'll beat his right side. He'll be in the shotgun. Tiernan runs into Hendricks, but then continues on running. Makes a good move at the 15 and dives to the 10. He'll have the 1st down for the Tigers. Another great run by C.J. Tiernan to get the 1st down.
It was a play action, and the back just did not pick up the edge rusher who was coming around, and Tiernan again using his athletic ability to make a play.
83 yards on 11 carries tonight. Yeah, he's had 4 plays of better than 10 yards. First, I'm going to say 1st and 10 is right at the 10-yard line for the Tigers.
Hendricks is the running back.
Back to pass, Tiernan. Sets up. Gets away from one tackler. Looks into the end zone. Incomplete. Goes off the hands. It's been a tough catch for the intended receiver, Alejandro Perez, but it'll fall incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Perez was moving towards the ball, so it had a little bit of extra zip on it right as it got to him. Just bounced off. Like you said, would have been a tough catch either way.
Yeah. So 2nd down and 10. 8:32 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and the Tigers leading it 31-6. It's been all Imperial. They've never trailed in this game.
A lot of passing plays here in the red zone.
2nd down and 10. Hendricks stays in the backfield to the left side of Tiernan. From the shotgun, gets that pitch, looks for the pitch out for Hendricks. Instead, he's going to carry it himself. Touchdown for Tiernan. He takes the pitch to Hendricks, goes off left tackle, and there's nobody there, and he just ran over the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, poor Alex Purnell, linebacker for Cibola there. He had the duty of covering the pitch and Tiernan just ran right past him.
First rushing touchdown for Tiernan on the season. He has 93 yards rushing on the night, and the Tigers leading it now 37-6.
Have a day, Chris Tiernan.
What a tremendous game. He really is. He has looked so well in so many facets tonight. So Gonzalez will come in for the extra point. It is up. It is good. With 8:20 to go in the third quarter. It's now Imperial 38, Cibola 6.
Start the day off right with your favorite drinks from Brick House Coffee, next door to the Brick House Deli. Brick House Coffee has so many drinks to choose from: hot drinks, blend drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, the Brick House Deli with big, bold, fresh flavor. The Valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at the Lisa Tucker Center on West 8th Road in Imperial. For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
On that drive, 5 plays, 35 yards, capped by the 10-yard touchdown run by C.J. Tiernan. After the kickoff now, Cibola up the middle will get out to about the 20-yard line to be brought down there. On that drive, 6 yards, or that is a 10-yard touchdown run by Tiernan. And with the extra point by Gonzalez, 38-6 in favor of the Tigers.
Great job all around by this Tiger team. Offense, defensively, they've been dominating Cibola all game.
So Cibola has the ball, 1st and 10. It'll end up at the 20-yard line again. But someone may get some bruises because he got tackled pretty hard. Yeah. After that,
Tiger kickoff team will not let another one get past them tonight, so they're making sure they're bringing guys to the ground now.
So Cibola with a 1st and 10 to throw, 10-yard line, trailing the Tigers 38-6. Torres stays in at quarterback.
Hernandez in the backfield.
Hernandez back in the backfield, you're right. Throw over the middle, going to complete the pass. Good catch after the pass from Torres. Goes to Alonzo Quintero, and that's his second catch of the night. Little one over the middle. So it'll be out to the 30-yard line and a 1st down or the 10-yard gain.
55, Kai Bishop.
Start that day off right by having breakfast at the Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again,
So 1st and 10 after the 10-yarder.
Tigers still have the majority of that starting defense out there right now. Interested to see what the rotations are going to be like as we get into the fourth quarter.
Back to passes, Torres. Steps up, looks over the middle. Passes are going to complete it and get hit hard and brought down. Penalty flags are going to come down. There's going to be a penalty against the Tigers for roughing the passer after the play. And the catch is going to go once again to Quintero, and good for 5 yards. And they'll put yardage on after that as the quarterback is still down on the field at the 20-yard line. Don't want to get the late hits when you're playing such a great game like that. Like it has been.
I believe it was Jeremiah Naylor on the hit. He's come off the field now, but...
Yeah, he's come up. I imagine it might have been. Well, they're tending to the player that is down on the field with 7:23 to go in the third quarter of play. It's Imperial 38 and Cibola 6.
Starting the day off right by having breakfast at the Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again, voted best breakfast in Imperial Valley by you, our customer. Thank you. Now remember, Broken Yoke strives every day to bring you great service and great food, still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yoke Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yoke Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro. We all love an expert. We've got a roof expert, a plumber, a great mechanic. The list goes on. Imperial Valley Allstate agent Julie Oliver is your local insurance expert that knows the community. You'll get advice that you can trust to help you select coverage that's best for you. So whether it's protection for your car, home, boat, motorcycle, or more, Julie is here to help. Call your local Allstate agent Julie Oliver today at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800. Julie says, please stay safe and healthy. You are in good hands. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Ayton Express in Imperial is your one-stop convenience store with full-service car wash, gas, and diesel. It's the place for all your snacks, cold drinks, and ice-cold beer. And if you're throwing a party, kegs, wine, and champagne. Everything you need at one convenient location. While you're there, get your vehicle washed and save $1 with 8 gallons of gas or diesel and get the 10th car wash free. Yes, Ayton Express is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Highway 86 and Ayton Road in Imperial.
Injured players up off the turf and gets a cheer from the Tiger faithful. And that is their quarterback, Jesus Torres, junior quarterback. And he's being helped off the field. It's got to be tough for a quarterback to come in now after not being able to warm up or anything. You're just coming in cold, and now you're going to be running the offense.
Not only that, you're not coming into a great situation as a quarterback, 38-6. So you got to hope that he can just run the offense, and we can avoid any more situations like this.
So we'll see who will come in now at quarterback for Cibola. Hopefully Torres is not injured too much. He was helped off the field and is now sitting on the bench.
Their number 6, Stoltz, he was in on this offensive drive to start as a back. Now he's sitting on the bench without his helmet on. He's a big part of the offense and defense, has the only touchdown today for Cibola. Interesting to see if he'll come back into the game.
So with the penalty and the 5-yard gain, the ball is brought out to midfield. And Cibola will have the ball 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
First time they've been anywhere near the Tiger side of the field for a long time tonight.
So coming in at quarterback is George Garcia, it looks like. He was running earlier in the game at a tailback position. Right now Hernandez will be a tailback. And hand it off to Hernandez over the right side. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard gain on the play. A 2nd down and 9 coming up.
It was 73, Victor Cesena, and number 53, Aiden Shields combining on the tackle.
Hernandez had a rough time of it tonight. 6 carries, 6 yards.
Tiger defense holding firm, not giving any real running lanes to the Cibola offense, no matter who's been running it.
And you just wonder now, can the backup quarterback Garcia throw the ball? Or is it just going to be exclusively running?
Torres throwing the ball is a part of the Cibola offense. They like to roll out and toss it. So
hand off again to Hernandez over the right side. He'll get stacked up to the line of scrimmage. Will gain a couple of yards on the play, though. But a 3rd down and 7 coming up from the 47 of Imperial.
Tiger defensive line initiating a lot of contact today for this defense. That's Kai Bishop's 2nd tackle of the game. Wolfgang Horner's got a tackle in this one. Cesena's got 2 as well. Great job by this rotating unit of defensive linemen for the Tigers.
Daniel Medina coming off the field from the interior line for the Tigers, limping a little bit, so they're checking on him. It looked like a left ankle maybe. 3rd down and 7 from the Tiger 47. Oh, broken play, and the quarterback goes one way and the runner goes the other way, but the quarterback will make a little bit out of it, and Garcia will get down to the Tiger 42-yard line, a gain of 5 actually, so it'll be a 4th down and 2.
4th tackle of the game for Moreno on that one, and running back went one way, quarterback looked to hand it off the other way, and kind of miscommunication you would expect from a backup quarterback coming in so late into the game.
Now we'd like to see the Tiger defense really step up now. A little less than 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter, 4th down and 2 from the Imperial 42-yard line. Deepest penetration of the game for Cibola tonight. They'll stay in the shotgun formation with Garcia at quarterback. Garcia will run it himself just over the left side. He'll get the 1st down and then some. He pulls his way across the 35 to the 33. That'll be a gain of 12 yards and a first down for Cibola.
Safety Andrew Mitchell, who came up from his spot to initiate the contact there. Now, like you mentioned, I'm interested to see if Garcia is, or if they're willing to throw the ball with Garcia.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening. So Garcia stays in the shotgun, just going to direct run up the middle. He'll get tripped up at the 30-yard line, but he'll dive forward to the 28, be gained at 5 again, second down and 5.
Tiger Ochoa making his second tackle of the game.
26 yards on 8 carries for Garcia in the game.
And I hope the Tigers like defending against that play, because I have a feeling that it's going to be pretty similar to what they're going to be running the rest of the way.
And all that was just take the snap and directly run up the middle. That was all it was. There was no thought to it other than that. And really, you can't blame him. Last 3 plays now has garnered 22 yards in run plays for backup quarterback George Garcia, who is the starting running back. Going to run it again on the left side. Ty Bishop's going to grab him as a penalty flag goes down, and Bishop will bring him down to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Penalty flag right in the middle of the pile. So I'm not sure what this call was going to be. Perhaps a hold on the offense.
Any play like that, running ball up the middle, the flag will usually be a holding or a block in the back.
Let's see if we get the hold call. Holding on the offense. Hey, I don't know whether we told you, but George and I were teasing my son, John, or I was actually originally teasing him. Because as Jonathan was growing up and learning football, we'd watch a game, and, you know, situationally and where the flags are, you can pretty well guess 90% of the time is right. He just thought I was the smartest guy in the world because I could see what it was going to be. And, of course, I would live it up. We're like, well, didn't you see the hold? You know, stuff. And then finally, after he got a little older and started learning the game more, he goes, you were doing this all along? I go, yeah, I was.
A real football fan knows that anytime he's got a team playing against your team, there's holding on every single play.
Yeah, there is.
You just got to look for it.
You're right on that. So now it's set up to be a second down and 13 back at the 36. And race directly run up the middle again by Garcia will get some of that yardage back inside the 30 back to the 28-yard line.
Ethan Reeves, the linebacker, gets his first tackle of the game. This little quarterback power working pretty well, all things considered.
8-yard gain there. So third down and 4 for the Raiders from about the Tiger 28-yard line.
Stoltz whispered something in the ear of the quarterback right before this play snapped.
Stoltz is in the game, and he's right to the left side of the quarterback. And Garcia's going to run it himself over left tackle. He's going to get the first down and then some. Line of the Tigers are going to stack him up at the 20, but he'll push his way forward to about the 18. He's a strong runner. Gain of 10 on that one, or first down for Cibola.
And Stoltz is now on the ground.
So down on the field is a Stoltz. It is Stoltz, and he's down on the field for Cibola. So the clock stopped 2:27 to go in the third quarter of play. It's Imperial 38, Cibola 6.
The Imperial Tiger Football Association was started years ago to help the football team with much-needed equipment and sending the players to special training. Now, through their fundraising efforts from the past and now, the Imperial Tiger Association is proud of what they have accomplished and what they will continue to do in the future. They're always looking for new members. You can call Victor 760-960-6317. That's 960-6317 if you're interested in helping out. Go Tigers!
When it comes to great Mexican food, El Zarape restaurant in Imperial should be number one because they do it right. From special quesadillas to 17 different burritos, not including 8 different breakfast burritos. Yeah, they have one you will love. The food is great, the service even better. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at El Zarape, still offering curbside service. Call 760-355-4435. El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial.
Imperial Valley College is welcoming students back on campus for the fall for an enhanced mix of in-person and online learning and student services. Enrollment is in full swing with classes already in session. Programs will feature an enhanced schedule of in-person labs and hands-on skills training with the option to continue taking a wide range of courses online. Students curious about degrees, available programs, and career paths can learn more by visiting imperial.edu and careered.org.
If George were here, I'd say, hey, George looks like a Frankenstein step out. It's stiff-legged. It was just cramps. And so Stoltz will go to the sideline. They try to stretch the legs. And as you mentioned, it's first game of the season. You see cramps. Yeah. At some point, someone's going to get cramps. There's no question about it. It's just a matter of when.
So Brandon West, we mentioned earlier, his dad was always on the sideline, and he always had a jar of pickle juice ready.
There you go. 2:19 to go in the third quarter of play. Imperial 38, Cibola 6. But Cibola moving down the field with a 1st and 10 of the Tiger 18. Garcia's just taking the direct snap and running. Last several plays, he'll do it again over the left side. He'll get to some yardage again inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 12. Give him a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
Number 50, Daniel Rysco, checking in, making his first tackle of the game.
7 straight runs by the quarterback. I don't know if I've ever seen that, ever. Because at some point you break it up, but right now it's working. They'll keep going back to the well. 54 yards on 10 carries in the game for Garcia now. He'll be back in the shotgun. He'll run it again over the left side. He'll get the 1st down and then get stacked up inside the 10 down to about the 8. And he'll get the 1st down. Take it down to about the 7. So 1st and goal now from the 7. After another gain of 5.
Jose Apodaca, the defensive lineman at the bottom of the pile, making his first tackle of the game. Starting to see some different guys rotate in on the Tiger defense now. Got Rysco, Reeves, and Apodaca all recording their first tackles of the game in the last few plays.
Not sure why they go to a huddle.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision.
You get the huddle, I could just hear it. Okay, you're going to carry it again. All right. Break. Ready, break.
Remember that thing that we just did? We're going to do it again.
Yeah. So Garcia stays in at the shotgun. Over this time, they're going to have Josiah Ramos go behind him, but he's going to run it again, the quarterback. He stands up hard, rushes hard down inside to about the 2-yard line. Another gain of 5, 2nd and goal.
That was Manuel Cardenas, number 64, another first tackle of the game. Cardenas.
9 carries in a row by the quarterback. It's just direct runs. Take the snap, run. Most of them have been over the left side.
Cibola not moving with any sense of urgency.
Yeah, well, that's the end of the quarter. I think that's what it was. Yeah. They were looking at the scoreboard, and that'll be the end of the third quarter play with the score. Imperial Tigers 38 and the Cibola Raiders 6.
Imperial Valley College is welcoming students back on campus for the fall for an enhanced mix of in-person and online learning and student services. Enrollment is in full swing with classes already in session. Programs will feature an enhanced schedule of in-person labs and hands-on skills training with the option to continue taking a wide range of courses online. Students curious about degrees, available programs, and career paths can learn more by visiting imperial.edu and careered.org.
As the teams move to the other side of the field, and that's pretty literal as they go from the 2-yard line to the 2-yard line. Let's take a look at what other scores we may have coming up. Got to run through those from where you left off.
Got Mexico up 20-0 at Calipad. That was at the half. And as we take a look now, Palm Desert is up 40-14 over Central in the third quarter.
Wow.
University City 68-0 over Southwest right now in the third quarter. And so Palm Desert, that's going to be the updates. We've got Vincent Memorial up 14-12 over El Cajon right now in the third quarter.
El Cajon was down for many, many years. I want to say that they had lost, didn't win for 2 or 3 years in a row. Oh, wow. Got a new coach in there though, and started out the season. This has been back in 2018 or so, and won the first 3 games in a row. And everybody was happy at El Cajon Valley because they were winning some ball games. Boy, for Southwest though to be down 68-0 in the third quarter. That's a long bus ride home.
Yeah.
Quarterback keeper again over the left side, dives in, touchdown, Cibola. 10 carries in a row, and it will get a touchdown for Cibola and make it a 38-12 game.
And credit where it's due. Garcia, every single snap of that drive, he just took it right up the middle, and he took it into the end zone. Great drive there by Garcia. Great blocking by Cibola.
Opening play of the fourth quarter. And backup quarterback George Garcia will take it in from 2 yards out after 10 straight carries. That's going to make you tired after a while, too.
That's a drive that shows Cibola is not really worried about time management right now. They've got a backup quarterback in. They've got one play that they can run, so.
14-play, 80-yard drive, though.
Going for two.
Going to go for two, and the push up the middle. Going to be close. It is good. And Garcia is going to take it in for the two also. So with 11:53 to go in the ball game, it's now Imperial 38 and Cibola 14.
Start the day off right with your favorite drinks from Brickhouse Coffee, next door to the Brickhouse Deli. Brickhouse Coffee has so many drinks to choose from: hot drinks, blend drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, the Brickhouse Deli with big, bold, fresh flavor. The Valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at the Lisa Tucker Center on West 8th Road in Imperial. For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
The Cibola stops a 28-point burst by the Tigers by going 10 carries, 80 yards, and using up 8 minutes and 27 seconds off the clock. 10 of those carries in that 10 carries in a row, by the way, were by George Garcia.
They found a play that worked, and they ran it.
And bring the mule out and keep him going. And he ran the 2-point conversion in. 38-14, Imperial leading it. And a different kicker, Clinton McCall, senior kicker, will do the kickoff this time. Will this be an onside try? Is that why they have somebody different in?
Is he the specialist?
Let's see. He just punches. It's going to go out of bounds. Tigers get it to 35. So we'll take that.
Interesting decision, I suppose.
Yeah, he
bringing a new kicker, but
kind of hooked it straight that way, too. Interesting. Well, like I said, we'll take it from there. Yeah. 11:53 to go in the ball game. And Tigers 38-14 lead over Cibola. We'll try to name other players getting into the lineup for the Tigers. Also looks like that Reese Vindiola is going to come in, so the freshman quarterback is going to see some action. And also coming in, Mario Jimenez, senior receiver, will also be in the game as well. So the Tigers are starting to clear their bench. So whatever numbers you see you haven't, mark them out and bring them up. Hendricks will be in the backfield. Vindiola will hand it off to Hendricks over the left side. He'll get a first down and then some. Great run out across the 50-yard line. Ronnie brought down to the Cibola 49 and a first down for the Tigers on a 16-yard run by Andrew Hendricks.
Great job by Hendricks. I think that's his first carry of the game. First time I can remember him getting the ball at least, and hit a great burst of speed there.
So 1st and 10 at the Cibola 49. And now Hendricks again, big hole over the left side. He'll spin his way down to the 39-yard line, very close to another first down.
Very good play there. Hendricks is new back, changing the pace on the Cibola defense that's already gassed. They've got a lot of guys going both ways tonight, so it's going to be tough to keep up with these new fresh guys off the bench.
Going to give him 9 yards on that, really close to the first down. But a second down coming up. And 1 at the 39.
Clock stoppage or meeting of the minds.
Yeah, they're going to call that a first down. It looked like it from here. It's like, that looks like it's a full 10. And so they do give them the first down on that. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of Cibola. 2 carries, 26 yards, real quick for Andrew Hendricks. Big hole, though. Give some credit to the line. They had a huge hole for him to run through.
Definitely. We've also got number 22, senior wide receiver Francisco Lopez. He's in the slot right now.
Back to pass is Vendiola. That's up, throws it out short to Hendricks on the right side. Makes a move at the line of scrimmage. Will gain a yard on the play. Be a 2nd down and 9 at the 38. Both getting their feet wet. First catch for Hendricks tonight, and first pass for Vendiola.
Set his feet on a quick little toss out in the flat to the outside. Hendricks made a man miss, able to turn it upfield to get a hard-fought one.
Was saying a big hole for Hendricks to run to those other times. He doesn't need much of one. 5'5" and 135. He doesn't have a big hole, but they were big holes.
Ethan Gonzalez, the kicker, he's also lined up at wide receiver right now.
2nd down, high snap, going to get it out to Hendricks, who goes around the left side, tries to out-sprint him on the left side, picks up a couple of blocks and breaks a couple. He may have the first down. I think he does. As he gets down near the 25-yard line, let's see where he got ran out of bounds at. They're going to mark it at the 26, gain of 12, first down. Good run.
Alejandro Perez as a wide receiver. He's not big. He's not very big, but he's making some great blocks out there from his receiver spot from Imperial. It's the 2nd or 3rd time I can remember him being downfield, still blocking, opening up lanes for the ball carrier.
I've got to look into this if Hendricks is related to Tucker Hendricks. He may be his grandson, so we'll check that out as soon as we can. But with 9:48 to go in the ball game, it's Imperial 38 and Cibola 14.
For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
Starting the day off right by having breakfast at the Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again, voted best breakfast in Imperial Valley by you, our customer. Thank you. Now remember, Broken Yoke strives every day to bring you great service and great food, still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yoke Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yoke Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro.
9:48 to go here in Imperial. Mickey down along with Dylan Nichols. Tigers leading Cibola 38-14, and the Tigers on the move with a 1st and 10 at the Raider 26-yard line.
Score update for you. University City 68 Southwest on the board gets their first touchdown 68-6. Palm Desert leads now 47-14 over Central in the 4th.
And out to Hendricks up the middle. Ooh, does a 360 to get away from one tackler, and finally going to get stacked up at the 20-yard line. Make it. They're going to put his forward progress to the 21, it looks like. So gain of 5, 2nd and 5 coming up.
Breaking out the spin move for Andrew Hendricks. Had a guy right in his kitchen. He spun right out of it.
Sure did. Good run. 43 yards and 4 carries.
Tigers got a handful of guys who can really run the ball well for them. We're seeing Hendricks. Tiernan obviously has put on a show. Chris Shaw has had a great game.
2nd down and 5 from the 21. Vendiola, quarterback. It's the snap. Looks over the middle as a receiver. Going to complete it. Does a 360 get away from one. Going to be brought down at the 3-yard line is Alejandro Perez. And the Tigers have a 1st and goal at the 3.
Quick slant, and Alejandro Perez is very hard to bring down. He's got a low center of gravity. He stays on his feet well. Good stiff arm there at the end. Punishing his defenders on his way down.
18 yards on that one. The Tigers have a 1st and 10. Now they're going to put the ball about the 4-yard line. High snap. Vidiola's going to carry it himself around the right side. He's going to be hit and brought down right around the line of scrimmage at the 4, so it'll be a 2nd down and goal. That high snap kind of messed things up a little bit.
It was a last-second shown blitz there. Isaac Lopez on the edge. He moved towards that tackle right as the ball was being snapped, so a little extra pressure put on Vindiola there.
So second down and goal to go for the Tigers from the Cibola 4. Vindiola, freshman quarterback, backup quarterback in the game, hands it off to Hendricks up the middle. Hendricks going to power his way down to about the 2. So give him a gain of a couple. Second, make a third down and goal from the 2.
There. Vindiola was heading to the sideline. They immediately sent him back onto the field. So should be a pretty easy play design here for Imperial. Right on the goal line.
So third down and goal from the 2. Hendricks stays in the backfield with Vindiola. Hand off to Hendricks up the middle. Goes behind his lineman, but he's going to get stacked up and brought down. And no gain on the play. I'm going to give him a yard, it looks like, to the 1. So fourth down and goal from the 1.
Matthew Hogan, the defensive lineman, making the tackle. Hendricks fought off initially, but Hogan kept moving his feet.
46 yards on 6 carries for Andrew Hendricks coming in late in the game. Done a very good job. And the Tigers will look for a field goal as Ethan Gonzalez comes out on the field. Tiernan will come back on to do the hold. This will be placed down at the 9-yard line, so 19-yard field goal attempt. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. With 6:27 to go in the ball game, it's Imperial 41, Cibola 14.
Ayton Express in Imperial is your one-stop convenience store with full-service car wash, gas, and diesel. It's the place for all your snacks, cold drinks, and ice-cold beer. And if you're throwing a party, kegs, wine, and champagne. Everything you need at one convenient location. While you're there, get your vehicle washed and save a buck with 8 gallons of gas or diesel and get the 10th car wash free. Yes, Ayton Express is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Highway 86 and Ayton Road in Imperial.
We all love an expert. We've got a roof expert, a plumber, a great mechanic. The list goes on. Imperial Valley Allstate agent Julie Oliver is your local insurance expert that knows the community. You'll get advice that you can trust to help you select coverage that's best for you. So whether it's protection for your car, home, boat, motorcycle, or more, Julie is here to help. Call your local Allstate agent Julie Oliver today at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800. Julie says, please stay safe and healthy. You are in good hands. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
And the Tigers on the scoring drive, they'll go 65 yards on 9 plays for the touchdown, capped by the 19-yard field goal, the second one of the night for Ethan Gonzalez, who then kicks the ball through the end zone and gives the ball on the 20-yard line again.
Looks like somebody moved a little early on the kickoff line, though.
Now he may have trouble getting it that far.
That would be impressive, though.
That would be impressive, indeed. Fearless looked good, really good tonight. I'm glad to see that. Battling back after a 21-7 heartbreaker to West Hills last week, where they led the Wolfpack on the road by a 7-0 score at the half, but then losing it late in the game, 21-7.
This week they took the lead early and they kept it. That's been the best part of it. Cibola hasn't been in the lead. Cibola hasn't even really, besides that kickoff return, been close to getting back into it. So.
Well,
great game all around.
And after giving up that kickoff return, it was 28 straight points by Imperial. Yeah. So he's going to kick it a deep one. It'll go back to the 5, fumbled around and picked up at the 3, out to the 10, to the 15, hammered at the 13-yard line. Didn't quite make it to the 15. Out to the 13. That's for Cibola out of the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line with 6:15 to go in the ball game.
That was Joel Villa making the tackle.
Okay, George did confirm that's Tucker Hendricks' grandson. Tucker was, Tricia, was he in your class, the 1974 class? You could confirm that. Thank you on that, George.
George, how am I doing? Am I filling in well enough for you? Big shoes to fill here.
Big shoes to fill, that's right. I told him I drove up and back by myself last week, and I said, I need you there with me. That was a long, lonely drive up to Santee and back, and then had to be at work at 6 in the morning, too. So it was like You need to come back here with me. So first and 10 from the 13-yard line for Cibola. Just a straight direct run again by the quarterback, Garcia. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. He may be getting tired. Be a gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9.
He's tired, and Imperial's got some fresh bodies out there on defense. First one I noticed, Ivan Garibaldi, number 28. He's out there for the first time that I've seen tonight. Also got Saul Gomez in at linebacker.
11 consecutive runs by Garcia.
Back deep at safety, it's Francisco Marquez, the senior, number 41.
5.5 minutes to go. 2nd down and 9. Direct run again from the quarterback, Garcia, and he runs right into the pile and goes nowhere else. Maybe a gain of a yard. Make a 3rd down and 8 from the 15.
Philip Castro, number 51, making his first tackle of the game as he steps in to make the tackle of Garcia. And somehow, some way, the Imperial coaching staff has found a way to stop this play.
And Kata's saying it was in her class of Tucker Hendricks, the class, Imperial High School class of 1975. And his grandson, Andrew Hendricks, doing a great job running the ball here in this second half.
He's out at corner right now also. We've got some other guys out there on the defensive line as well. Raymond Lavelle at number 67. He's the nose tackle right now. Seeing Manuel Karzanoff as well, number 64 back out there.
3rd and 8 from the 15. Let's stuff him back there. High snap. Garcia's going to bring it down. He's going to go over left tackle. He'll get the first down and power his way out across the 25-yard line to about the 27. And that will be good for 12 yards and a first down.
Making the stop on that one, number 26, Diego Ramirez, another senior.
That's 13 runs in a row by Garcia as the quarterback. He just takes the shotgun and then starts running wherever he sees it fit. And it did give him a touchdown at the start of this quarter. But he has got to be a tired puppy by now.
Yeah, I'm interested in the fact that they've had guys that they can run the ball with. Yep. They've given it to different guys.
Again, it goes to Garcia. He just takes the snap directly. We'll get across the 30-yard line to about the 31 or 2. Let's see when they mark it down.
Tiger Ochoa getting his 3rd tackle of the game right there.
31 will be a gain of 4, so a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Football's back. We're hearing the band, Pride of Imperial band. And we have cheerleaders here and spectators. It's just been a long time since we've had the whole
high school and college football were the weirdest, where no bands, no fans in the stands.
Yeah,
like they're sports, they feed off that energy, and just not having it was.
I agree. It's not the same. Garcia will carry it again. This time he go around the left side and try to turn the corner. Won't quite get the first down. It looks like he'll get out to about the 35 and a gain of 4.
Tiger Ochoa again making the stop there, and Garcia spent a little extra time on the ground there. He was able to get back up, but like we mentioned, we've seen Cibola run the ball with a couple of different guys today, and I just wonder if there will ever be kind of a switch out for Garcia.
It'll be a gain of 4. Forward progress gets him to the 34-yard line, so a 3rd down and 2 from the 34.
Stoltz and Torres, the two guys who went down, both without their shoulder pads on the sideline.
2:19 to go and clock running here in the 4th quarter. Garcia will carry it again, this time straight up the left tackle. Going to get all the way across midfield to the Tiger 45 before getting knocked down. So big gainer again for Garcia and a first down in Tiger territory.
And all 5'5", 135 pounds of Andrew Hendricks. He was running the ball well. Now he's playing defensive back, and he was the one to finally wrap up and bring down Garcia.
At 21 yards, gives him 109 and 19 carries, and he's carried the ball now for 16 carries in a row, the quarterback from the shotgun. Now the Tiger, 45-yard line.
And all the credit to him, because those are hard-fought yards.
They are.
I mean, he's going to the line knowing that the defense knows what he's about to do.
Yeah.
And he's still fighting for it. Nothing but respect for Garcia.
So 1st and 10 to the Tiger 45. Garcia stays in, backup quarterback, and there's going to be a timeout on the field called by Cibola. With 1:20 to go in the game, it's Imperial 41, Cibola 14.
The Imperial Tiger Football Association was started years ago to help the football team with much-needed equipment and sending the players to special training. Now, through their fundraising efforts from the past and now, the Imperial Tiger Association is proud of what they have accomplished and what they will continue to do in the future. They're always looking for new members. You can call Victor at 760-960-6317. That's 960-6317 if you're interested in helping out. Go Tigers!
When it comes to great Mexican food, El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial should be number one because they do it right. From special quesadillas to 17 different burritos, not including 8 different breakfast burritos. Yeah, they have one you will love. The food is great, the service even better. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at El Zarape, still offering curbside service. Call 760-355-4435. El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial.
After the timeout, Cibola with a 1st and 10 from the Tiger 45-yard line. Minute and 20 to go in the game. Tigers leading at 41-14.
This looks like victory formation, or rather just a kneel down.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? And that's what they do. They're going to go ahead and take a knee, and they're going to call this no use. And someone getting hurt. It's the first game for Cibola. We already have a couple of their players went down, one with cramps, and then an injury to their number 1 quarterback. And that will be the end of this ball game. As the clock will roll down, they'll take the knee another couple of times. George wanted to mention, too, and I mentioned to you before the game, but we didn't mention here, that backup quarterback Reese Spindiola, his father, Adam, when he was playing, was the other linebacker when Robert Thomas was here, before Robert went on to UCLA and then got drafted by the Rams. So
The other guy.
It'll be fun to watch his progress. Just a freshman quarterback, and really to be just brought into the game. He looked pretty good and looked comfortable back there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, especially for a freshman. It's always exciting when you can get a young guy as a freshman up on the varsity roster, especially as a quarterback, and he actually gets to get some reps in. Didn't look too terrible, led a scoring drive, and a very strong performance here for the Tigers against the Cibola Raiders. And I do want to give a shout-out to George Garcia, the running back / quarterback there for Cibola. Stepped in, as you mentioned, 16 straight carries.
Yeah, wow.
Ended up giving the team another touchdown as a very, very strong performance by him. Nothing for him to hang his head about it.
I have to put that in my memory bank. I've never seen a quarterback direct snap run 16 in a row, and he's first in line to congratulate the Tigers, too, as they meet at midfield, too. So, yeah, you got to really tip your cap to him. He played an outstanding game. We'll take a look at the scoring of this ball game and the stats when we have our wrap-up show here coming right up.
When it comes to great Mexican food, El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial should be number one because they do it right. From special quesadillas to 17 different burritos, not including 8 different breakfast burritos. Yeah, they have one you will love. The food is great, the service even better. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at El Zarape, still offering curbside service. Call 760-355-4435. El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial.
Imperial Valley College is welcoming students back on campus through the fall for an enhanced mix of in-person and online learning and student services. Enrollment is in full swing with classes already in session. Programs will feature an enhanced schedule of in-person labs and hands-on skills training with the option to continue taking a wide range of courses online. Students curious about degrees, available programs, and career paths can learn more by visiting imperial.edu and careered.org.
Start the day off right with your favorite drinks from Brick House Coffee, next door to the Brick House Deli. Brick House Coffee has so many drinks to choose from, hot drinks, blend drinks, or cold drinks, including the best tea in the valley with different flavors. Open daily with a convenient drive-thru. And next door, the Brick House Deli with big, bold, fresh flavor. The Valley's premier deli, serving breakfast and lunch. So come visit them both at the Lisa Tucker Center on West 8th Road in Imperial. For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
Here's how the scoring went in the game. The Tigers started off with a field goal by Ethan Gonzalez. It was a 24-yarder with 1:15 to go in the first quarter, and the Tigers led it 3-0. They would increase the lead to 10-0 at the 6:04 mark of the second quarter on a 6-play, 29-yard drive capped by a 5-yard touchdown run by Seth Shaw with the extra point. Tigers up 10-0. But on the ensuing kickoff, Zach Stultz would bring the ball all the way back 90 yards for the touchdown. On the return, the extra point was no good, but it was a 10-6 game. But that was as close as Cibola would get as the Tigers would reel out 28 in a row. That would start off in the second quarter, 3:11 to go. 6-play, 52-yard drive capped by the 3-yard touchdown run, his first of the year by Zach Ray. And the Tigers led 17-6. And then just before the half with 18 seconds to go, an 8-play, 67-yard drive and complete a 35-yard touchdown pass from C.J. Tiernan to Alejandro Perez. And with the extra point, the halftime score, 24-6. Tigers would increase it in the third quarter at the 10:30 mark on a 45-yard punt return by Seth Shaw, his second of the night and third touchdown of the year. And with the extra point by Gonzalez, it was a 31-6 game. And then it was 38-6 on a 5-play, 35-yard drive, capped off by a 10-yard touchdown run by C.J. Tiernan and the extra point by Gonzalez. It was 38-6. Cibola then came back on 10 carries in a row by backup quarterback George Garcia, and they would get the touchdown with 11:53 to go in the game. The 2-point conversion was good, and it was 38-14 in favor of the Tigers. And then the scoring would be wrapped up with 6:25 to go. After 9 plays, 65 yards, the Tigers go for a field goal. It was a 19-yarder by Gonzalez, his second of the night, and that gives us the final score of 41-14. And we will look at the individual stats in just a moment.
For over 60 years, the Imperial Quarterback Club has supported all sports teams at Imperial High School. The money they raise goes a long way, keeping our kids busy with school activities. Members are parents and community people who care and want to donate their time. If you would like to become a member, call Betty or Larry Zinn at 760-355-1312. That's 760-355-1312. The Quarterback Club wishes the Imperial Tigers a great season. Go Tigers!
Start the day off right by having breakfast at the Broken Yoke Cafe. Once again, voted best breakfast in Imperial Valley by you, our customer. Thank you. Now remember, Broken Yoke strives every day to bring you great service and great food, still preparing everything fresh daily. Open for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. Log on to Broken Yoke Cafe and join the club or order your meal online. Broken Yoke Cafe on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro. We all love an expert. We've got a roof expert, a plumber, a great mechanic. The list goes on. Imperial Valley Allstate agent Julie Oliver is your local insurance expert that knows the community. You'll get advice that you can trust to help you select coverage that's best for you. So whether it's protection for your car, home, boat, motorcycle, or more, Julie is here to help. Call your local Allstate agent Julie Oliver today at 760-353-5800. That's 353-5800. Julie says, please stay safe and healthy. You are in good hands. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Dylan, great job offensively and defensively for the Tigers, and offensively, C.J. Tiernan would go 6 of 11 in the game for 105 yards. Reese Vindiola would come in, freshman quarterback, completes 2 in his 2 attempts for 18 yards, and a total for the Tigers in the passing department of 123 yards. Individually, there would be, let's see, we'll just go back my numbers. And Jesse Nichols had 1 catch for 34 yards. Alejandro Perez would end up with 3 catches for 65 yards. And Andrew Hendricks played great second half, 1 catch for a yard. And let's see, Dominic Suarez had 3 catches for 23 yards in the game. And I think that pretty well does it there. Rushing, though, C.J. Tiernan, 12 carries, 93 yards, almost gets the 100-yard barrier.
Great game by Tiernan tonight. Passing the ball, he was efficient. Running the ball, he knew when to take off. He knew when the pass was there. Great job all around by him.
Shifty and good moves, too. Yeah. I like seeing that. And then the second half, they brought in Andrew Hendricks, as we mentioned, a senior, 5'5", 135, carries the ball 6 times for 46 yards in this second half. Alejandro Perez, 2 for 53 yards and a touchdown. Seth Shaw, 8 carries, 26 yards. Zach Ray, 1 carry, 3 yards, and a touchdown. Jeremiah Naylor, 2 carries for 7 yards. Let's see, we've got 100, 129, 182, 230, or 228. It's like 228 yards rushing. So 328 yards and unofficially in offense tonight for the Tigers. They come away with a 41-14 win, their first of the season against the Cibola High Raiders out of Yuma. And it just was a total team effort. We had some great offensive plays. You got some defense for us, too?
Defensively, we've got tackles spread out all across the field. The leader in this one, Pablo Moreno, he had 4 solo with him. We've got, it looks like Aiden Shields, he had 3 to his name. Tiger Ochoa had 3. Kai Bishop had 3. Great job all night by this Tiger defensive line, rotating in and out. Looked like Jeremiah Naylor, 2 tackles, one of them being the only sack of the game, and Seth Shaw, that ball-hawking interception that he had right after his punt return. Great job by the Tiger defense. Only 1 touchdown allowed, and it was against the backup quarterback running 1 play. Fantastic job all around from Imperial tonight.
Final score 41-14, and we'll take a look at other scores around the valley in just a moment.
Ayton Express in Imperial is your one-stop convenience store with full-service car wash, gas, and diesel. It's a place for all your snacks, cold drinks, and ice-cold beer. And if you're throwing a party, kegs, wine, and champagne. Everything you need at one convenient location. While you're there, get your vehicle washed and save $1 with 8 gallons of gas or diesel and get the 10th car wash free. Yes, Ayton Express is your one-stop convenience store at the corner of Highway 86 and Ayton Road in Imperial.
The Imperial Tiger Football Association was started years ago to help the football team with much-needed equipment and sending the players to special training. Now, through their fundraising efforts from the past and now, the Imperial Tiger Association is proud of what they have accomplished and what they will continue to do in the future. They're always looking for new members. You can call Victor 760-960-6317. That's 960-6317 if you're interested in helping out. Go Tigers!
When it comes to great Mexican food, El Zarape restaurant in Imperial should be number 1 because they do it right. From special quesadillas to 17 different burritos, not including 8 different breakfast burritos. Yeah, they have one you will love. The food is great, the service even better. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at El Zarape, still offering curbside service. Call 760-355-4435. El Zarape Restaurant in Imperial.
Imperial Valley College is welcoming students back on campus through the fall for an enhanced mix of in-person and online learning and student services. Enrollment is in full swing with classes already in session. Programs will feature an enhanced schedule of in-person labs and hands-on skills training with the option to continue taking a wide range of courses online. Students curious about degrees, available programs, and career paths can learn more by visiting imperial.edu and careered.org.
Final score here in Imperial, the Tigers defeat the Cibola Raiders 41-14. And Dylan, you want to recap the other scores that we have tonight?
Yeah, we've got looks like in the fourth quarter, it's still not going great for Southwest, 75-6 right now.
Ouch, when it gets over 70.
That's always that's eye-opening right there.
Yeah.
Vincent Memorial, they get the win over El Cajon 14-12, a close one there. El Cajon a couple of extra points short there. And then Palm Desert 54-14, the final score over the Central Spartans. So both El Centro teams losing tonight in pretty large fashion.
Yeah, Palm Desert, the Aztecs. That was a tough one. What was the last we had of the Kxo Calipatria? That was the last one we had at halftime, but 20-0 Kxo. So that's what Kxo is leading Calipatria, 20-0 at the half. George also wanted to make sure to let you know that Stephen Shaw, who played on the Tiger varsity here in the last couple of years, has been helping on the defensive line for the Tigers. So, you know, it's sons between Stephen and Seth, sons of head coach David Shaw, and hanging around to help out with the team. So, Stephen, keep it up with the defensive ends. Did a great job on defense. Tiger defense just looked outstanding tonight. So we love hearing that. And Roy, again, thank you for listening in from Texas. Kyla listening in to Twin Falls. Mom and Dad, sure they didn't make it all the way to the end. 2-hour difference back there in Oklahoma, but we're glad to have them listening to us. Next week we'll be right back here against Valley Center. Still looking for that first victory against the Jaguars. Maybe it's next week. We certainly hope so. That's what we'd be looking for.
If the Tiger team that was out there on this field, it's definitely possible because they played great on all facets tonight.
They really did. We want to thank all of our sponsors, the Imperial Quarterback Club, Brick House Deli, Ayton Express, El Zarapi Restaurant, the Imperial Tiger Football Association, the Broken Yoke Cafe, and I think I've taught Peggy into taking me there for breakfast tomorrow, Imperial Valley College, and Julie Oliver, Allstate Insurance, for being with us here in this 2021 season. Dylan, thank you for joining with us tonight. Great working with you again. Congratulations on what you've done so far at Arizona State.